You're live, Nick. So Nick does this like hands up, kind of waving it around, like he's got nothing in his hands.
It's my signal. It's my signal to Matt, the show producer, before we hit record. This means I have no song.
You might as well put
because there's no ukulele in my hands, which means yeah.
So hello everybody, and welcome to the Ramble Cast with your good friends Chris, Jack, Nick, and myself.
Hey, there he is. Good timing.
Oh no,
and Nick.
Oh, there he is.
So welcome. Another week.
That song was your best one yet.
Episode 146. Did you hear it? It was attributed to you.
I bet.
And all of the fallen beers along the way. So before we started, we probably shouldn't talk about your love life, Nick. So we'll just leave that off the table. But we were starting to talk about.
Wait, what happened with his love life? You can't.
Wow, like, dude, like, legitimately,
just threw me under the bus.
Like, yeah. Wow, I like that was like that was fucking diabolical. Like that was like there's no like sugar coating that. There is no like there's no lube on that. I'm not gonna like slide it in nice and easy.
Punch me right in the ass.
I'm saying just fucking
1 minute into the show.
Yeah.
So Nick, your love life is
I was having a nice private conversation. I was having a nice private conversation with my friend Matt, not producer Matt. Before we hit record,
you gotta get
Nick,
it in
Nick,
writing.
you still got a friend in me. I didn't say a goddamn thing. I wasn't going to.
I didn't know anything, so
I was trying to get Jack up to speed, So
so I know
it's okay. You don't have to talk about it.
It's fine. No, it's fine, Matt. It's fine.
Now he has to talk about it.
Fine.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we'll just shit on you later.
I just can't believe she kneed you in the nuts on the first date. It's like
she wanted to see how big they were.
She's got a cushion test.
No, so for everybody, I went on a first date on Saturday. It was just a lunch date because I had a prior engagement that later, and I was like, "Hey, let's meet up for lunch," And she's like, "Sure," So we had a nice conversation. We talked for a while. It kind of didn't want it to end. Really, it was a nice first date. And there's always, how do you end a first date like that, especially when it's a lunch date? So it was like one of those, like, I don't know. But she gave me a big hug, and I was like, oh, great, this went well. And then she had actually said that she wanted to see the Broncos. Not even the goddamn currency before I reach around. She actually had mentioned that she wanted to go to the Raiders-Broncos game on Sunday. I was like, oh, I'd be down for that. Let's go. But she couldn't get off work because she was just like trying to spit out ideas. So I was like, okay, so I know that I'm at least going to get a second date out of this, which was great. Of course, that didn't work out. So then I was like, oh, so I've been trying to think of stuff to do. But the thing is that she lives down in Denver. So it's an hour drive for me, which kind of sucks. So I kind of went with low expectations anyway. But ever since then, though, I've been trying to like throw out ideas, like, hey, let's go do this, and it's one of those, like, she's a late texter back, which always pisses me off, because if I text you something, you've got a window there where it's like polite, but then if you get like 4 to 5 hours go before you respond, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Because most people have their phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that drives me nuts. It's not, it's every time too. It's not just like one time, it's like every time.
Except I got this green line down the middle. It drives me crazy.
And then she's like, I'm giving her options. Like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? We want to do this? And like, and then I don't know. But I was saying to Matt, though, basically, of all the things I suggested, I was like, oh, we could just go for like a nice, couple hour drive because the leaves are changing. And that's actually what she wanted to do. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then, but she was like,
I immediately thought,
I was going to kill her in the
stalker
woods.
territory. Yeah. Like,
but
that's a lot of trust, I think.
But it's just one of those, like, the responses are really short. And so it's just like, I'm probably reading way too much into it. But it's just like, God damn it. I'm over here trying to, like, think of shit. And I just throw me a fucking bone.
Do you think maybe she thinks you're too coming on too aggressive?
I don't know, maybe. I wasn't going to text her tomorrow. She'd be like, fine, fuck it. Just sit on
maybe
it for a day.
Maybe she's busy with her kids and her husband. When in doubt, go for the most complicated.
That could explain why she's not answering your text.
I think you should just take the advice of a very well-known princess. Just let it go.
Yeah.
What?
Let it go.
Let it go,
Princesses from
let it
Frozen.
go. Yeah.
Where did you meet her at?
Just on one of those dating sites.
Oh, okay.
And it's Bumble. So Bumble is one that women have all the power. So like you can say yes, I like this person, but they have to say yes, and then they have to write to you first. Like,
Is there a friend zone category?
But it doesn't exist.
I don't do that. Yeah, I've been led to believe by some ladies that doesn't exist. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Like I said,
Well, I'm sorry Matt put you on the spot like that.
What are you?
No, I'm so happy. If the spotlight's not on me, then I'm ecstatic. So,
And the fucking Dodgers won. Jesus Christ. Losing 5-2, going down 3-0 to none, and they win.
It looks like I was wrong with what my initial predictions were for the Red Sox.
What do you think? They weren't going to make it?
I thought they're gonna get fucking cleaned up by the Stros, but
They're hitting the shit out of the ball. That's
they are exactly.
Now, what did you think of Cora telling Eduardo Rodriguez, your pitcher? Did you see?
No, what did he say?
Well, he did on the first game. Who's the shortstop for the Astros? I'm drawing a blank on his name. Well, he tapped his watch. He tapped his hand as he hit the home run. And then yesterday, when Eduardo, I think it's Rodriguez, came off, he did the same thing. And then Corey, who's the manager?
Alex Cora.
Alex Cora just was screaming at him. No. Carlos Correa. Yeah, it was the shortstop. So he told him not to do it. In this world of trash talking, shit talk. So I was like, okay, I'm 100% behind the manager. If the manager doesn't want you talking shit or, trying to
I missed that completely.
If you don't want to show up the other team, there used to be a saying, you let sleeping dogs lie. If you're beating somebody, just let it, just beat them. Let the scoreboard do the talking, but that's not how it is anymore. It's, every play, it's, NFL's trying to stop it now after letting it go.
Right.
letting it go forever. Now they've gone overboard where you can't even look at the guy wrong and they're throwing flags. But I didn't know if you'd seen it or not. So
no, I didn't.
But a lot of people were getting mad at Alex Cora, and I'm like going, he's the fucking manager. If that's what he wants, that's his job. I mean, it used to be where the manager had complete control over the players. Now it's the players have complete control over everything.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of torn with the whole Cora thing, right? Obviously, because of what had happened a couple of years back. He has served his time and he's served his punishment, but that still leaves a real bad taste in my mouth. But there's also a part of me that, like, Alex Cora was part of my team that won the World Series. Like, he's like a beloved dude in Boston.
Really, do people in Boston really care about cheating?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they?
I mean, I do.
Okay.
But
well, the Astros, like I said, I don't think they're cheating. I mean, one of the White Sox pitchers tried to say they're still cheating, and I'm like going, I don't know, they're a damn good team, but right now the Red Sox are just
hitting the cover off the ball, really.
3 grand slams. That's
awesome.
Pretty amazing.
It's cool to watch.
Fucking Dodgers. God damn it.
Sorry. Braves do that. Braves will get pulled through.
I don't know. This is one you might not come back from.
Georgia teams always have a way of blowing it.
Well, speaking of blowing it, I saw your post on Facebook about your Tennessee volunteer fans.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
What happened?
Well, basically, the Ole Miss was the team we were playing, and their players kept getting cramps on the field, and they were dehydrated, and all the fans started throwing bottles of water at them so they could get hydrated. That's what happened.
Well, they don't like Lane Kiffin. Is it Lane Kiffin?
Yeah. So basically, Chris, Tennessee college football has sucked for about 16 years now, and
probably longer than that.
basically,
it's kind of like Matt would say, like your love life.
We're not having a great season, but I think a lot of people.
Jesus fuck, the both of you.
I'm just saying what Matt was sending me waves thing
with his wall of sheep lube behind him.
This is not. These are paint tubes.
Sure,
it has begun.
So
it is the legend.
The last 2 games that we've played, we've looked like a team, and we haven't looked in a team like an actual real football team in a long time. And so this game, to a lot of people, was kind of our true test of like, where are we really at as a team? Like, because if we win, that means we can compete with top 20 teams. If we lose, or let's play a decent game. That's all we wanted, really. I think a lot of fans. And the game was a great game. It was down to the wire. It was one of those games that everyone loves to watch, back and forth. It's like, hey, what's going on? Every call, though, by every umpire or ref was in favor of Ole Miss. So there was definitely some angst in the crowd from this. Mm-hmm. And then in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, we were 3rd and 27, I think is the right yardage, and threw a pass, caught it, and the guy gets tackled, and his arm hits right on the yellow line where the ball is. And it's one of those that there's no good camera angle to really truly justify like what it was.
Right.
And
the ruling on the field was short. Right?
It was short. It was short.
They got to go with the original ruling.
Exactly, and that's what it was. But the spot was horrible too. To me, if it was short, it's by about 4 to 5 inches. But really, they put it like a yard back. And to me, it's a game. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes I was not mad about it, but as the next few minutes phased out, the fans getting more and more pissed because it was one of those calls that we wanted a shot to, especially on that drive. It was like, yes, like we're doing it. And then they just shut it down right there. And so people started throwing water bottles. One person threw a golf ball, a bottle of mustard. You're like, who the fuck brings a golf ball to a game?
Yeah, I'm like you. I saw that. I said, yeah, how the hell did they bring a golf ball?
Yeah. So basically they cleared out the cheerleaders. They cleared out the band. They postponed the game for a few minutes until everyone calmed down. And then our quarterback got temporarily hurt, so they put in the backup quarterback who then we actually got the ball back, who ran the ball out of bounds in the last few seconds of the game. And you're like, you fucking idiot, and so it was just one of those games where it was like, it ended the way a Tennessee game should end, in utter disappointment. But it was childish and unsportsmanlike for the fans to throw as much shit as they did.
It was you had the cheerleaders. They had like their signs over their head. Yeah, they're getting pelted with stuff.
It was fucking stupid.
It's a dangerous situation. I mean, I know it's frustrating when the referees make mistakes, and but
yeah. Like I said, it's just, to me, I never take them personally. Yeah, you always want your team to win, but it was like, hey, it is what it is.
Chris Dorn in the chat says, can't remember what the specific game, but a few years ago, some fan threw a dildo on the field. Yeah, that was the Patriots game.
I remember that. Yeah.
Who were we playing? That was
was it Philly, right? Or the Giants? Giants or Philly?
It's a fucking huge dildo.
and I noticed I've never seen Tom Brady move so fast to pick something up.
It was good, man. I remember watching that live, being like, "Is that a dick?"
Oh, it was Buffalo. He looked at it.
Oh, Buffalo, definitely. It was in Buffalo, I think, too. Because those guys are fucking savages.
Yeah, those are the ones that in the parking lot, tailgating. They jump on tables.
Idiots.
They jump on tables and break their back. I'm like going.
Yeah, but it's like Darwinism. The more games they play, the less there's going to be of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, but Jack was right about Kiffin. Kiffin, who's the quarterback for Ole Miss now, was.
I mean the coach.
The coach, yeah. What did I say? Yeah, but he was the coach. Yeah. So basically, when our coach that got fired, who led to the national championship back in 98, 99, when he got fired, Lane Kiffin was the coach that we hired, and he quit mid-season. And because he wanted to because USC offered him a better deal, so he went to USC, which was his dream job. And you don't do that in the South. Like, you honor your contracts.
Well, you don't do that anywhere.
Yeah. And so, like,
but especially in the South is what we're
especially
hearing.
in the South. Yeah. But so, people have an interesting opinion of Lane Kiffin. So that was his first appearance back.
He was kind of a dick when he walked on the
field.
He was
a dick. Yeah.
Because they're booing him. He's like this.
Yeah. He's always been a dick. But,
Tom Brady ran over and picked him up.
But that was his first. That was his first time back in the stadium since he left. So, it was not a Brady welcome.
He didn't do well at USC either. So.
No, he got fired there too. Yeah, he was terrible.
He's a bizarre person. I think he's a little off. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I watched one of the funniest touchpoint videos ever. It's called Kiffin's Crimson Corner. So KKK when he taught for Alabama, and they're doing like a live talk show, like a phone in, and it's hilarious. It's pure gold.
But the KKK?
No, that's why they're making fun of it because it's Alabama. You went to Alabama, and then it's called Kiffin Crimson for. Alabama corner, and it's everyone's.
I guess
calling
you have to be from the South.
You fucking piece of shit.
I just live here, so I don't get it all.
Right, sure.
It's been 20 years, but I'm still learning the ins and outs of of what it's like, the different things. And
you're in North Carolina, so
it's the South.
I guess technically it is, but with all the carpetbaggers moving down here,
and all the tech folks,
so it's kind of like
damn
really kind of.
I said Tosh, I will. Yeah.
Anyway, I did watch the first 2 episodes of Squid Game.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And like I said, I loved the first episode. The second episode's kind of like, okay, what are we doing here?
Build up. It's all build up.
It's all build up.
Yeah.
Is it because you were wanting more death?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You just want the game. You just want the more games. But you learn. That's when it starts to rip your heart out later. It's because of the builds, because you start to learn about the characters, and that's the thing. Because if it was all just games, it wouldn't be nowhere near as good as it is.
Well, like the main guy, I don't like him.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been okay if he would have got shot. Spoiler. I mean, he's a terrible.
But see, that's character. That's character buildup.
But he's a terrible person so
okay,
far.
Well,
I mean,
that's you got to see. You got to go on the journey.
And the guy that's doing his voiceover, the voiceover guy is overacting. Is just like. But it is.
Do you do the voiceover and read? Because I do that.
No, it depends.
Because some of the stuff is different.
Yeah. That's what I did. I did the dub and the read. I remember I was trying to explain that like last week or the week before, and I couldn't fucking put it to words. But I listened to the English dub and read the captions.
All right,
it's so different.
Oh, so I should do that.
It's so different.
Because is he going to SMU? That one guy, I'm not going. What, Southern Methodist University? He's going there. I go. We're talking about a Squid Game, Sherry.
Squid Game.
Well, I turned on there and I said, all right, I'm going to check the Squid Game out. And it was a long thing to get to the game part. And then when the game started, I went, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that the little girl robot wasn't freaky at all.
Green light.
So anybody catch the SNL? There was an SNL.
I saw a clip of it. I saw their Squid Game clip. It was pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because it was a country song that that they were singing to Squid Games. It was pretty good. I liked it.
Can I just say though, I thought some of the people getting eliminated were bullshit because they didn't stop. I mean, just because you're.
But if you move
your
just
momentum,
a little bit, if you move,
that's why I like.
It
but you're not.
zeroes in on you.
But if you're not moving forward, you're not cheating.
That's why you have to have it timed. Like the old guy, because he was out in the lead. He stopped before she even said red light. He would just run a few seconds, then stop because he had it figured out, like the timing of it. And that's what
he's so giddy. It's like
so
that meme that Chris shared with us.
He reminds me of somebody, and I can't. He's an old actor that was in a lot of westerns.
Huh?
He's like the Korean version of that guy. If you, he just reminds me of that guy. But yeah, I like. I'm gonna keep watching. I haven't had time to watch it since.
It's good. It's good.
Well, now the other show that one of us is caught up on, or not caught up completely, but
catching up on,
and you dove in.
I did. Novent Only Murders in the Building. I didn't really know the extent of like the cameos that were in the show and all that kind of like extended stuff that you don't realize until you're watching it.
Yeah.
Because I have not watched or read, I should say, I've not read anything about it or watched any recaps about it at all. So I just kind of went headfirst into it. Man, I'm really enjoying it. Like it's
good,
actually
isn't
a
it?
lot. It's a good show. Where like it's really interesting is that I hated the characters in the first episode.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And then I love them now. Like
Yeah.
which is funny because it's literally like a listening to a podcast.
I'm on.
Yes.
So if you're on the set, are you on where you actually see the fans that are outside the house, the apartment?
No, not yet. So the episode.
Oh, spoilers.
I'm on. Well,
There's
spoiler.
fans.
I'm on the kidnap.
The what?
Okay. I know where you're at. I know what you're talking about.
You can
I know what you're talking about.
Can ask Cindy this when someone gives. I don't want to spoil anyone listening, but when someone gives somebody a check.
Yeah.
I said it. I said it's him.
Okay.
So
well,
I go because why would he give him a check? But I also think there's a slight chance that the actual person that killed is one of the three podcasters.
Oh, okay. You're one of those.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the guy that comes up short.
Okay. Yes.
Wow, that's
so. I'm on the episode where it starts off from the perspective of a character that is deaf.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, that's the last episode I watched.
That's the one I'm on right now, and I was wearing headphones when I started
Isn't it
watching
amazing? Yes,
and it's actually very cool. Like so, because it's a point of view of someone who is deaf, and you can kind of have like a feel of like the muffled sounds and just like emotions through the muffled sounds. It was actually kind of cool to watch and listen in that way.
But at first you kind of forget. It's kind of irritating, but then like 2 or 3 minutes into it, the story's so good.
And they did such a great job, and so we're getting in a little bit of spoiler territory here. So if you're really kind of worried about any spoilers on this, you can skip ahead. But we're going to try to be as vague as possible. Nick and I, when we came to that episode, I kind of alluded to that there was an artistic thing, a choice that was made in an episode that took it to the next level. And I just,
that's what you were referring to.
That was what I was referring to, because it was like tip of the hat for like doing that, because
I didn't see anybody painting.
I felt like, no, I mean, it's an artistic choice to go into that mode of that other person. Yeah. It's something that I haven't seen happen in a lot. I mean, I'm sure it's been done.
I've never seen that before,
but not in a show. Not in a show like this.
I've seen something done similar to that, but it's been a while. But I did have one complaint though.
Even the dialogue in that episode is very, very sparse and to the point.
Yeah.
So,
but even when he's not even around, his character, there's still no talking. It's not till the end. Mm. But my complaint was, you had Steve Martin's character playing his accordion, right?
Yeah,
and the
squeeze box.
Holly from The Office is playing the instrument.
The oboe.
How did she get from?
Yeah, no, so quick. Yeah,
all the way to the other side through the elevators and able to slip a note under his door.
Because it was written.
She is such a good actress. I have to say, in this entire show.
The last episode though, like I was really impressed with her acting in the last episode.
Before you go any further, because I'm not that far.
I know.
But
yeah, you are. You're this. Well,
I remember
there's 10
watching The Office and being like, in her character being like, she's very attractive. Like she's a very attractive woman. Mm-hmm. And then now
she was in The Wire.
She's supposed to be like equal in age to Steve Martin on this show.
No. She's younger.
So he's going after a much younger lady.
Yes.
Because I was like, man, wait a second.
Yeah.
Is she like 60? What? I don't understand.
She's probably in her late 50s. Yeah.
Or 65.
Well, every
70.
But
every time-
attractive though.
Every
Very
time
attractive.
every time I see her, though, I always think of Erin when she's waiting for the beautiful, my boss's beautiful girlfriend to come, and she goes,
Oh,
"I just don't get it."
I love that aspect of The Office because Erin is the voice. If you think about it, especially when you rewatch, Erin is the voice of the fan because the closer Holly and Michael get, the closer you get to him leaving the show. And so the fact that Erin also is, you know, and this is spoilers for The Office, but come on, where have you been? You know, Erin being an adopted child, you know, like she sees Michael as a father figure. So no one is good enough.
She was in foster care.
She was in foster care. She never got adopted.
Never got adopted.
But she sees Michael as a father the entire time. So
Right.
any woman that would get close to him, she would have that reaction.
But I always,
to it.
every time I see her, I can never remember that part where she comes walking in going,
I just don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I love
get it.
that part.
Am I not seeing something?
It's even if you enjoy what Michael and the Michael and Holly relationship.
But they were perfect. They were perfect for each other because
they
were both.
She's also in The Wire, and although I haven't seen the Wire, much in the same way that Nick has never seen Breaking Bad.
You've never seen The Wire?
I've never seen The Wire.
I've only seen the first season.
I've seen 3 episodes of the first season. So
Sherry said she knows sign language, so I said banana train.
I know
thought
one
you were
word.
like
I know one
you were
word.
scolding me.
No.
I know a word.
Mm.
Yeah, we all know that one, Jack. Peace, love, and happiness, man.
Anyway, it's a great show, and like I said, I turn. See, I told you. And my wife's like going, "Just shut up." But I'm not convinced those characters are the murderer.
Matt and I had. Matt had seen the 3rd episode. I'd only seen 2 episodes at the time. We both had theories, and we'll talk those when you guys are completely done.
Yes,
but Matt had a brilliant theory that didn't pan out, but I loved it. I loved his creative thinking about it.
Thanks.
And then my theory was correct to a point.
I did have a theory that was proven correct in the last episode, and I said it to you, so it's like it's out there, But I said something about, and this isn't spoilers, but it happens in the very first 5 minutes of the episode of the first episode.
Wait a minute, that doesn't work.
Yeah, the very first episode, it starts with a flash forward.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And as you go back, if you are curious about any clues and you watch that first episode again, you're like, wait, what's happening in this first episode? And I had a theory about, and so you've all seen the first episode. I had a theory about
I
that
skipped
person.
I skipped the first episode, start with the second.
And
It makes it more interesting.
And I was correct
more
about
of a challenge
that it wasn't who we thought it was.
Okay.
So I'll just say that.
I didn't think it was Stung.
Stung?
Stung?
That was fucking funny.
And when he appears too, you're like, wait, what?
Sting? Really?
Adult.
So
I don't like dogs.
My beef with this show is that, first of all, how do all these people afford these massive fucking apartments in New York City?
For real.
Well, one of them can't.
Well, I mean, they say, actually, like a point of saying that is that it's in the first episode, isn't it? Where Martin Short says, we bought it in the 80s, when it was still cheap, how do you live here talking to Selena Gomez?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, she was on all those Disney shows.
Oh, fuck.
Damn it, Matt.
I dropped my beer.
Cut him off.
So her acting is growing on me. I kind of like her.
Yeah, like I thought that was a reservation going into it, thinking like Selena Gomez, really? But yeah, like she does very well.
Cindy at first said, I don't like her acting, but now that she's done it. I said, I think she's all right. I go, obviously she's a daughter figure to Steve Martin's character, right?
Right.
And then, but I'm glad you guys kept talking about it because I decided I talked my wife into watching it. We watched like 5 episodes, but just finding time to finish it off is just.
Yeah, I mean the reason why
it's over, right?
It's last episode aired today. Yeah.
Okay. Today.
Because to me, what made me watch it is just because I've always been such a big fan of Steve Martin and Martin Short, and they usually work well together. And it was a pleasant surprise to see that it was good. And so,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, the Three Amigos was always good.
Well, for
It was a
Randy's
classic.
point,
It's
no,
great.
I did not spill beer on the Patron drawing.
They should have had Chevy Chase in it.
no.
I can't fucking stand him anymore.
I mean, he's always been a tool to work with and in life.
I'd say give him another chance. Put the three guys up.
Well, I mean, he did such a great. I mean, Community was his shot back into relevance, and he squandered that, you know, because he was even then extremely difficult to work with.
Well, I heard. Well, someone said it was a Joel McHale. He said that the days were just too long, I guess, for Chevy. He didn't like 18-hour days. You know, and he is older. I mean, it's just a lot of shit. I mean, I get it. To be an actor, you have to have patience because you sit around there for so long waiting for him to set up the shot. I don't know. I mean, I would take the money, but I don't know if I could do it.
Sherry, I'm glad you tried it again and you enjoyed the show. So, you know.
I also heard that. I remember reading at the time that he quit that also one of the issues he was having was it's kind of like Dave Chappelle when he quit was that one of the reasons is his main writer who was his friend kept writing a lot of racial jokes, and Dave Chappelle didn't want to do that anymore. He's like, I don't want to reinforce stereotypes, and that's what Chevy Chase also was saying. He's like, I like my character, but it's kind of gone to a point where I'm tired of saying all these racial and insensitive jokes. But that was his character, though.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you do get to a point where you're probably getting hate mail.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good.
I Chevy Chase, like I said, he's done a lot of stupid things, but he's put a lot of good movies out there.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. Some of the best comedies ever were with him in it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's I think with any artist, or music or whatever, or paintings or anything. It's like, Chevy will be one of those people that, will at least have what? I mean, you're lucky to have one movie that people will watch 50 years from now that people will know you from. And he's got what, 4 or 5?
At least. He's got Fletch. He got all the National Lampoons. He's got Fletch and he's got
and once you get a Christmas movie, I mean, fuck it, man. You're in. You're in the
I still
Christmas
like
Vacation. We voted on this. This is in the lexicon of Christmas movies that you watch every year.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like,
I still like the original.
It's like hearing Ralphie's voice. You know what I mean? Like from The Christmas Story. It's just like it's so iconic at this point that.
But I think that people are going to remember him from what happened at the end, from Community, to me, a lot of the younger people, the millennials and stuff like that. But to me,
until they find his emails. Call back.
We'll wait till Goodell finds his emails.
I mean, really, you only need to watch the first 3 and then some of the 4th season of Community, and after that, you're good. It's like you don't need to
I thought you were going to say,
Randy
only need to watch the first 3 Vacations, and then after that.
Randy is not wrong. Let's just say that.
Yep.
Well, no one likes Vegas Vacation. That movie is horrible.
Right.
Well,
what were they doing?
I watch it because it's
truth be told, I've never watched Vegas Vacation. I've seen clips. I've seen clips, but that's it.
Because the part with the where they go in and they get the buffet.
Yeah,
I've been to that buffet. There was a hotel in Vegas called the El Rancho. And literally, we all ate that. It was $1.99 buffet, and we literally got sicker than dogs.
No doubt.
It was so bad because when I used to say when I get bad cards and stuff, I go, you know what? This is what happened to the El Rancho because they blew it up. They just imploded it. But it was one of the first hotels in Vegas. But it was such a my god so every time I see that scene with them going in that's it. That's the El Rancho. Pleasure Rancho.
Pleasure El Rancho.
The only reason why that one was made is because he was contractually obligated to make 4 national the vacations.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And it kind of suffered from the same thing Indiana Jones did, as in they could never get a 4th script that anyone liked, and the time kept ticking by because Christmas came out in 90 and Vegas came out in 97, so it'd been too long. and to be believable. And so it was like you got to make it. And so like they just said, fine, fuck it, let's make it. And it just just
what had the bass player was Rusty from That Thing You Do.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, in the movie, I know him the most from his Dutch with Ed O'Neill. He's a kid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He wasn't in That Thing You Do.
You know where I know him from? That commercial thing that you do.
That we don't. And then let's get to my TV show that's in where my name is.
Oh, okay.
Why am I
now
watching
it's time
this?
for Nick's show.
Fine, fuck it. I'm gone.
Oh, just like Why the Last Man?
Yeah. Why the Last Man is utter rubbish. And it got canceled yesterday.
Did it really?
It got,
When did you
It
become
got
British?
canceled.
And
I just read this today. It got canned.
yeah, it got canceled. I was reading about why it got canceled. It's because it was purchased by FX like 4 or 5 years ago. And the contracts for the actors is expiring. And so like people like Diane Lane and Olivia Thirlby, like the actors who have actually got some credit, their paychecks would have gone up so much. And the episodes are 8 million or 8.5 million per episode. So like they couldn't justify the money. So they said, fuck it, we'll just cancel it.
I can't justify the fact that those episodes that I watched were 8.5 million.
It's
I mean,
horrible.
like-
It's a half-ass FX version of The Walking Dead. It's so bad.
Jack, you know Lost trivia. How much was the pilot made for? Of
Like
Lost.
12 million, I thought, something like that. It was a lot.
Okay,
I
but
don't know.
For its day, it was a lot, yeah.
I
For
did
his
a
day, it was a
podcast
lot.
on Lost. I don't know. It was a lot of
you
money.
know this stuff off the top of your head. You know it.
I want
It
to say it
was-
was 20 million.
It was
for the Lost
it was
pilot.
12,900,000 and some change. I don't know.
It's just sad, man. I was really anticipating that series because the
I know
story is
you talked
fucking
about it.
awesome.
Well, I mean, from what I never read the comics. Everyone that I know who's read the
Rubbish.
comics says the comics are great.
Oh, they're
It's
so
rubbish.
good.
But the show completely does not honor the comics at all.
No.
And it's just this bitter
Southern
infighting
British.
and people with issues, and like you don't care about not one character do you get attached to care about. Like it's just a bunch
Yeah.
of shit.
That's fair.
To me, and especially like with the women in the superstore, the chain
yeah.
superstore chain,
So
that
now
to
you-
me
Not
is
as fun as the show Superstore either.
So that's what it comes down to. Women. You don't like women, so
no, it's not at all. But like I was saying, but to me, that storyline is the governor storyline from The Walking Dead. It's like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
basically
it is.
copying the same stuff, and I was like, and that's why another reason why I didn't really care for it. I was like,
oh, I forgot about the governor.
yeah, it's the same issue, the same thing. You're like, okay, and I just didn't.
Imagine
care
if
about it.
My
female
daughter's
governor.
a zombie.
I watched them all. Like I've watched all 8 episodes,
Spoiler. I'm
but I
sorry,
just didn't
spoiler.
care about it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I remember Chris talking about it, but I didn't.
I think I watched even more
I mean, Chris,
immediately than
The worst is like the terrible like Meghan McCain storyline.
Yes. Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm just like, get the fuck off the screen. Like this is just
Megan McCain's on there.
it's
but,
yeah,
like-
she's the daughter of the president who dies, and it's one of those things where they say it like in episode 2 or 3, like people are starting to ask, why are you still here? It's like, yes, exactly, why are you still here? Anyone that had power would be like, you're no longer relevant, please leave. And it's like, but she's there to cause and stir up shit the entire series, and you're just like, oh my god. Anyway, sorry.
Well, can I talk about a show that I hate watching?
But but that's what like Chris said last episode was that Why the Last Man is his new manifest, and that's why you watch it. It's just like you hate watch it, you hate watch the shit out of it, and
well, and I don't want to fucking hate it. Like I want it to be good. That's just. It should have been made 10 years ago, and it should have had Zachary Levi as fucking Yorick, and it should not have been as like a rip-offy of Walking Dead. Like it's just so many things have gone wrong.
You're on mute, Matt.
Matt's a chef, got a chef hat on.
I think Zachary Levi would have actually had some charisma.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing is that a lot of the actors, the new actors that you've never heard of, are bad. They're so bad. And then the whole monkey bullshit, you're like, what the fuck? Like, why do you have a monkey? It's just
Wait,
weird.
Dude,
Wait,
Agent
monkey?
350 fucking whatever her number is.
Yeah.
It's basically like
such
like
a
Friends,
fucking
except
terrible
post-apocalyptic Friends.
actress. She's just painful to
Yeah.
watch.
And
Like-
why is there
And then-
another
See if
man?
Sophia Coppola.
I'm never gonna figure out why there was another man.
There's
What do you
not
mean?
another. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
There's two men.
Well,
No.
No.
they can't have two men in the show.
No,
No.
there's only 3 past the first episode. The other 2 are transgendered.
Transgender. That's why they're constantly on the search for the T, if they call test.
Oh, that's why it's Y.
Yeah, Y
Yeah,
chromosome. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I
it's
got it.
a double
I
thing,
get
right?
it,
Because
bro.
Y chromosome, but the lead character's name in the comic book, who you have the majority of the story's point of view from, his name is Yorick. So it's kind of like a,
It's a play off of that
name.
because
Yeah.
his name starts with a Y.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
But he's also an escape artist, and somehow he's escaped the most amazing death.
Is he under a dumpster?
He
Probably.
crawls
That's
underneath
probably
there. That's how he
survived.
survived.
I think that's how it
actually,
is in the
underneath
comics.
dumpster.
They just
Straight
went away.
down.
And then the one character storyline that I really hate is the aide, the president's aide, who's like her and her
Oh my
daughter.
God.
It's like,
Yeah.
why are you still on the show? Why are you still here?
Sucks.
Mhm.
So it's like
and her daughter,
sucks.
and then like the whole creepy interaction with the daughter, and like she can watch, she can. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is your creepy like initiation?
to me, it's like as an actor, if I was an actor and if someone pitched me that show, it's like, I want you to be this character. You'll be hated on the show and hated probably in real life. So would you take the job? No, I will not. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Sorry. So for everyone out there that was thinking about watching Why the Last Man,
Wait, but is the actor that took the part, is it a name person or just...
she's been in things, but like not someone you would know by name, but you probably would know her face.
she probably needs...
I don't.
Most actors, I mean, they got to eat, right?
Yeah.
She's a not C.
I mean, it's
person.
got to be. I think we've talked about this before. It's got to be hard when you're doing something that's shitty, and you go to work going, "All right, I'm gonna come across as a crappy actor because the writing is so bad, directing is so bad, the story is so bad, but I'm getting paid."
I don't know.
we-
I mean,
we
it's
talked
at
about
the
it.
end of the day. At the end of the day,
We talked about that. Did we know how like Ben Stiller before he was famous? I think it was Royal Tenenbaums. He was so excited to work with Gene Hackman, and like Ben Stiller's favorite movie is The Poseidon Adventure. And
I
he
love
said,
the Poseidon Adventure.
yeah, he said he walked up to Gene Hackman and was like, "Hey man, I just want to know I was a huge fan of The Poseidon Adventure, blah blah blah." And like Gene Hackman just kind of looked at him like puzzled for a minute and went, "Oh yeah, the Paycheck movie," like because he just he didn't
My
give a shit about it.
Linda!
My Linda. But because I mean, you think about like what he'd been doing in that early '70s
Right,
period. He done French
right.
Connection and all these things. Is like, and that was like his little like, yeah, sure, whatever.
But that was.
I loved you in Superman. Oh yeah, my paycheck movie.
That was a great. I love the Poseidon Adventure.
I like the Poseidon Adventure.
It's a good plot. Good.
And a really good remake too.
No, not with
Well, the one with
the fake
It's
Matthew
okay.
McConaughey.
Dennis
no.
Quaid and Emmy Rossum and
Was it?
yeah.
Is it?
Kurt Russell. Wasn't
Kurt-
Kurt Russell in it?
No, I don't think Kurt Russell was in it. Was he in it?
Oh yeah, he was in the remake.
Yeah,
Sure,
he was
he
in the
was.
remake.
Wasn't it
remake.
the fake Matthew McConaughey?
I'm thinking Dennis
though?
Quaid. It was not.
That's
you're
the
right,
only
it was
reason
Kurt
why I was
Russell.
watching it was the Kurt Russell factor. I was like, oh, okay, Kurt Russell's in this. I'll give it a shot.
America's
sure,
top
maybe
10
it's a
favorite
cash
actor of
check
all
movie
time?
for him. What's up?
Is America's top 10 favorite actor of all time?
Kurt Russell.
He's up there.
I said this once in a Ramblecast, and
That's why-
they disagreed with me.
That's why Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was so hard for me to like because I did not want to see Kurt Russell as a bad guy.
Yeah.
and
That was
and
weird.
that's why the Santa Claus Chronicles works as because seeing Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, you're like, okay, I'm in. Like he's old, but he's cool. He's got a beard.
Well, he's a bad guy in Escape from New York, right? Technically.
Oh.
Yeah, well, but
Well,
he's
he's a bad guy. I mean,
Snake Plissken?
But
Yeah.
even Quentin Tarantino like identifies like I think he said that Death Proof was his like worst movie, you know, and it's like and he's taking somebody like Kurt Russell and turning him into a psychotic killer. So, did you guys ever see that movie?
Which movie?
Sherry, it's The
Death Proof.
Fugitive. Game over.
But that's a show to movie remake.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But talking about bad TV shows, I watched the 3rd episode of La Brea. Matt, did you watch the 3rd episode of La Brea?
I watched it on a computer. No, I mean, I'm sorry. I was on a computer and it was playing in the background.
Yeah,
That's
this show continues to be just terrible. But okay,
It'll probably get picked up.
if you're in this situation, why haven't they rounded up the cars and like made like a have the wagon train used to make the circle?
Yeah, exactly, because they have all of these.
I mean, only the main stars get the bus. I get that.
Chris is farting right now.
But you have all these. You have saber-toothed tigers walking around. Why the fuck is the food just out in the open like that?
Right.
On a blanket.
Because these people are coming from this current era where they're just not thinking about survival.
It's just so stupid. And she's a cop.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know what that thing was. It was like a bear type thing.
I might just continually have it on in the background. I don't know.
I watch it and just go the whole time. I'm like going because it's like late at night. I'm like,
you could do the same motions if you watch Squid Game. So
you could
look at Chris in those shorts.
He wears shorts.
I almost pissed in my pants, but that was.
I don't know if anyone out there is watching La Brea, but.
So I read an article today or a news clip that if it's true, I'll be a very happy man. So we've talked about
his Civil War gold is real.
No,
is that
so real? It's so real.
Good.
No, we've talked about Mel Brooks films and like all the things that we've liked.
I read that today too.
Yeah, and at the very end of History of the World Part 1, it says coming soon, History of the World Part 2. And then you have the whole we're Jews in space. And 40 years later, it's never come true. Well, apparently, it has been picked up. And Will Fry just said, "You're welcome." He posted that link for me to see today on Facebook, and I was extremely happy that it has been picked up by someone. I forget who.
It's going to be a TV show, right?
It's going to be a TV show, History of the World Part 2. It could be Hulu.
I'm going to Hulu.
And the fact that Mel Brooks has not done anything in 30 years, it's like that makes me happy too.
Well, because I remember hearing rumors though about like him and maybe this was just him. Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. But when The Force Awakens came out, there was rumors or talk about a Spaceballs 2. The search for more money or something like that.
And they should totally do it.
They should have totally done that, So, but then that didn't come true. So I was a little disappointed. So I was like, oh, I was fed false lies. So,
but I'm hoping that's true because I'm looking forward to it.
I am as well.
It's gonna be interesting to see how much of a Mel Brooks comedy can actually be made today.
Yeah.
Well, because he crosses the line of today.
He doesn't cross the line.
No,
he creates the line.
Roy's.
Yeah.
He's well over the line. Okay.
It's good to be the king.
Okay, who would we want to see in it though? Because I mean, like, there's got to be like he could round up any comedians.
Well, Gregory Hines isn't around anymore, right?
Well, that's the thing is that will you actually have?
Well, Gregory Hines is dead. Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't think I knew that.
That's
I think 20 years ago.
I was just forgot.
I could be wrong. I mean,
man, I just found out though. Okay, so just give me a moment.
Because you're not gonna find. There's not many actors that do physical comedy anymore or any kind of that
2003 holy shit he was 57.
That's so sad.
I didn't realize that.
I know, but it's like right now for me.
Oh, it's fucking cancer.
Oh shit, I feel
and here's Matt making fun of it.
I was not. I was.
You're making fun of someone who died from cancer.
I was making fun of Chris for.
How the fuck are you the favorite?
Yeah, for real.
Like you expose Nick's secrets.
My private life here. Yeah.
Of his private
Seriously,
life.
I was amazed.
You mocked the death of an incredible actor and performer
and dancer. He was a great dancer. Yeah.
Who died because of cancer.
You have a wall of sheep lube behind you, and then you switched it to the outcome of the sheep lube, the white projectile shooting up behind you.
Don't make fun of my paintings. Don't pick on my paintings. I've had a long, shitty day.
There.
Oh, okay. Actually, it looks like that hypersonic missile that was fired from China, like the white bright light. You know, I don't know if you guys ever saw that video. That thing was scary as fuck. But
I'm still getting over the dick from Amazon that Kirk went up.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Mm.
I gotta say this though. I know George Takei doesn't like Shatner.
That was unclassed. It was I think that was. I mean,
that was uncalled for.
It was uncalled for.
What happened?
He basically made fun of William.
He said he was an unfit guinea pig. He was too fat.
It's like, dude, like.
What happened?
Yeah, it was a guinea pig. Yeah, it's like, I get that you don't like Wim Shatner.
He was just,
Wim Shatner went to space. He's now the oldest man to ever go into space.
Right.
I'd go.
Well, George Takei, he was Mr. Sulu. Mr. Sulu, they've had a long feud basically since the 60s because at the time, Wim Shatner was an arrogant ass and always stole people's lines, stole their time on screen. And George Takei never got over it.
Be fair. Who do we want to see?
But that's not the point, though. It's like, you're supposed to be an ensemble cast and you're supposed to give, do with your job.
But what was it? The producers going, okay, we need more Shatner and less of George Takei.
Yeah, but William Shatner though is an arrogant ass. I mean,
he is.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at like Star Trek IV, the Voyage Home, which was directed by Leonard Nimoy, which is it's a great one. And then of course William Shatner had to immediately go, well, I want to direct the next one. And Star Trek V is utter shit.
Except for the fact that we get a little bit more going on with Uhura.
Yeah,
like that whole dance sequence at the beginning. It's like
again,
it leads to the fact that her and Scotty definitely had relations.
Scotty and Uhura?
Oh
I don't know,
you
man.
didn't know that? They definitely got together.
No, she hit on him because she was brainwashed, and he just kind of pats her on the head. But I don't think he
no.
She laid one on him.
In the movies, there is definitely some shipping going on.
I think Scotty was too uptight for sex.
Not by that point.
What's interesting is that supposedly he never says "beam me up, Scotty."
Yeah, it's kind of like
that's like the tagline
Sam,
that everybody knows from Star Trek, but he never actually says "beam me up, Scotty." He says "Scotty, beam me up."
It's just like Luke, I am your father, which is not said either.
Right.
Luke, I am your father. Play it again, Sam. Beam me up, Scotty. All of those, not great.
Shit, what were we talking about? Oh, so anyway, the Jeff Bezos sent Shatner up to Bezos into space. And so Shatner is now
giant penis.
His giant penis rocket. And so now William Shatner is the oldest man to ever go into space. And of course, George Takei could not allow him to enjoy it and basically said, you're a fat guinea pig going into space. And it's like, he
was unfit to go up there. Oh,
I get it, but like of all the things, you could just let that one slide. Just like, don't be a dick today.
Because now he comes off looking like the dick.
He does.
No.
Other than the spaceship. But
it was funny. Like even like his commentary from inside the shuttle and like they released a video of him talking, and then when he gets down and he's talking to Jeff Bezos,
he cries.
He's like, "It's just unbelievable." It's like fucking Captain Kirk in real life. He's like, "It's taking my breath away."
Yeah.
He was pissed because there was no green chick up there. He was looking for the green chick.
Oh, right.
Someone to make out with. Yeah.
All he had was that piece of broccoli.
Yeah.
What is up with the broccoli, Jack?
Oh, it's from an episode of Survivor.
Okay.
I don't really have any background. You hate broccoli?
No, I don't hate broccoli, but
I mean, like William Shatner does a good job with those. I mean that's the way who he is. But like even in Miss Congeniality, which came out 20 years ago.
Oh
he's
no,
perfect in that role of being the beauty pageant commentator or whatever.
Yeah,
he's just it was a perfect role for him.
No, that movie, we watched it recently, like or maybe back in spring, my family, and I think it still holds up.
It's a good one. Yeah.
We were seeing the video of him trying to say the word sabotage.
No.
You should watch it. And anybody listening at home, Google William Shatner sabotage, because he refuses to call that word by the way it's supposed to be said, which is sabotage. He creates his own ways of saying the word. He goes, "This is how I say it. This is how I'm going to say it. It's sabotage."
How French of him.
It's just him being a fucking dick. Like it'd be like, no. It's sabotage.
Sabotage.
And that makes me wish in Star Trek 6 when they talk about that would have panned over to like, shit, say it, or something. Sorry,
just Google it. It's worth a watch.
Sabotage. We used to do because I don't know if you guys remember the show T.J. Hooker.
Yeah,
there's a scene where he jumps on the hood of the car and goes driving.
Oh yeah.
Heather be thy name.
If we were driving with like a bunch of friends, we had like 3 or 4 cars, we would jump on the hood of the car, go T.J. Hooker, and the person would drive away with us on the hood of the car.
Jeez.
But that's how we rolled back in the 80s. We were pretty crazy in the European.
Well, I mean, in fairness, though, no one gave a shit about 80s cars. So,
That's true.
It's true.
I had a Datsun 210, so it wasn't
DeLorean for like maybe a few years, but that
I didn't have a DeLorean.
No, but that's the only car people cared about.
No one cared. Well, that's just because of Back to the Future, but no one cared about DeLoreans before then. That was awful.
Well, they cared about.
No, they were huge. They were actually really big for a long period. It's not for like a 2-year period of time. But the company owner fucking blew all of his profits up his nose, and they stopped production.
John DeLorean, he got. Well, Johnny Carson was an investor in the DeLorean.
Yeah, like they were like a hot commodity car back in the 80s. But then the guy just couldn't hold. But
if it would have been Back for the Future, no one would even remember the DeLorean.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
That's fair. No, fair point. But I think it was for a period of time. It was probably a super popular car.
Yeah. There's no American car probably than the DeLorean that's really memorable from the 80s. I mean, the only ones that people remember from the 80s are the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis. The ones that were just weird.
They were just outside my price range.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's why I went with the Datsun 210.
Red.
I went with the Datsun 210.
Yeah, I mean everybody wanted Magnum's Ferrari. Come on.
Oh,
right.
I think any car that had doors that opened upwards.
Yeah,
the gullwing doors. Yeah,
like the Mask car.
Yeah, Mask Armored Strike Command.
Yeah, like okay,
but
it's a car.
That was a Camaro with the weird.
That was a 57.
I always wanted a classic Camaro.
Wasn't that a 57 Chevy with the teal one with the gap?
No,
that was a different one.
The one he's talking about is the red 80s Camaro, but would normally open up with regular doors, but in that Mask car toy, it came up like a gullwing.
And then it would fly.
It would fly.
Yeah.
It's time for me to fly.
No, that's not its song.
Mask was such a good show.
Mask.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I had the Boulder Mountain toy set.
Did I tell you guys? Did I talk about this already? That I think I did. This episode, my parents bought my Super Nintendo. Okay, so when my parents came up a few weeks back,
I thought you froze.
No. When my parents came back a few weeks back, they brought me a whole bunch of stuff they found and some other, most of it was crap I didn't want. But one box, when I opened it up, I was so happy for like 5 seconds because it had my original Super Nintendo in it and all my games. However, with the original boxes, there was no games inside the boxes. I was just like, God damn it! I mean, everything. And so, like, there's no telling.
So the boxes were saved, but not the game.
Well, the games are just somewhere else, wherever they stuffed them back in 95 or 94 or whenever it was when I quit playing it.
Because you said you have a warehouse or something like that full of crap, right?
We just have a shed, like a big-ass shed that's just full of stuff. You know, when parents want to get rid of your stuff, like, you're growing up, you don't need this anymore. And they would just shove it on a box and shove it somewhere. And you have no idea where it's at. My dad had a BB gun from the 50s that was just, it's badass. He just found it. Kid. He just found it the other day. He was like, oh my God, I haven't seen this thing in like 40 years. I'm like, since they bought their house or whatever. And I was like, that's so cool. But it's because, you just lose shit. But that's what it is that, it had all the boxes are pristine and brand new, like everything, like Star Fox.
Fox 64.
Like everything. So I had the system. I had all the controls, the boxes, but no games. It's like, God damn it. But anyway.
It's a rough life.
The Super Nintendo system is probably one of the best console releases in history. Like I remember when that came out, that was like the best shit ever. It was like such a big jump from what we had from the 80s, right?
Oh yeah.
On like the 8-bit and then all of a sudden jump into the 16-bit. Like that was an amazing jump. It actually felt bigger than probably any of even the current generation consoles, whatever. But I just remember it had such good memories of the Super Nintendo.
PlayStation 2 was also huge. But yeah, you're right though, Chris. It was a big deal. What else? Shit.
Like the going to the 4 buttons, or no, it was like the 6 buttons.
Yeah.
You had the L1, R1,
and then the 4.
See, that's my problem. There's too many fucking buttons on these games.
That was like the first big leap into the future of gaming. More buttons.
Well, the struggle.
Go ahead.
The dual analog sticks is what you're talking about, Jack. What you're going to say, like what it looked like. But the struggle for me is like when I bought the Star Wars, the piloting game that came out like last year before last. Is that anyone that grew up like Chris and Matt and I playing X-Wing and TIE Fighter and all that? You played those on the computer. You actually had a joystick, just one stick, like an actual plane, and then you used your right hand for the keyboard. Yep. And now, when they're on a PlayStation or an Xbox or anything else, you have the dual analog sticks. And to me, to fly a plane with dual analog sticks is just fucking weird. It's just because you have the yaw and the pitch and everything else is it just feels wrong.
Yeah,
but still fun.
I still like the old football game where the little dot.
Yeah,
that's me.
Oh yeah,
that's it. I still have it somewhere.
The white
the
one,
the Radio Shack handheld.
Yeah, I mean
they still make that the retro.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Now that was easy. I mean, that was something that there's only a couple. Did you ever play the water thing with it was filled with water?
Yeah, the basketball. Yeah,
the basketball
rings
and the rings. Yeah, good times. Good times.
Good.
Hours and hours and hours of enjoyment.
I mean, you have to remember though. This is back those came out when Matt was like 50. So
yeah, that's true.
True.
It's been a while.
I loved those water games, except when they leak everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's like your Depends.
on that note, let's just finish out this fucking show. So, okay, a little bit of a grievance tonight.
That caught me off guard.
This happened probably an hour before we started recording.
I didn't do anything.
As you know, I've been in this whole saga with my work, and the lease is up for negotiations. Well, we don't have a lease, so we're kind of like shit out of luck. And we're trying to get a lease with this new company that bought the building. So, and sent them an email last week. Never heard back from him. Whole fucking week. I finally.
Oh, really? That email that
that email that I was just like, all right, this is the proposal. Let's go with scaling down, right?
That's where you asked the girl out to go to the football game, right?
Huh?
Oh, that was Nick. I'm sorry.
So, anyway, emailed them this morning, basically like, hey, because there was actually a legit question about a check. Because there was no check that had been deposited, and that kind of left us in this lurch. Why haven't you deposited this? Why are you not getting back with us about this?
You sent them a check, and
we sent them a check for October rent. They still hadn't deposited it, so it gets you kind of okay. Why haven't you deposited it? You're threatening us with a deadline of having to have something in place by November 1st, or else you're going to jack up our rates. So, finally they got back with us about the space, condensing it down into, one. Okay, we can do that. This is the proposed amount. The proposed amount is, we'll just say it's $9 a square foot. I go online, they're advertising space in our complex for $8 a square foot. So that just like I see red, because I'm just like, fuckers, you fuckers. Like, you're like, so can I just call you up and like rent that one, because that one's $1 cheaper per square foot than the one that you are proposing to us? You're bending us over because you think you have us in this bind, and they do, but they're also in a bind too, because the people next to us, the space that they're renting, no one's in it, and nobody's gonna be in it because they got a lot of places for rent around here.
Right.
So good fucking luck. And meanwhile, they're doing the same thing with us. Like, oh, where are you gonna go? You're gonna move your whole business? You got a bunch of shit.
So it's a game of chicken right now.
Kind of, yeah. And and my boss, the owner. So because I'm kind of my own boss, but he was like, look, don't rock the boat. He was basically like, don't rock the boat, don't. But he didn't know what I know. He didn't know the square footage. This was when we just got the proposal for the amount. He was just like, fine, let's do it. They kind of have us over a barrel. Let's just pull the trigger and then be done.
What if you compromise one like $8.50?
I'm saying 8. You're advertising it for 8. I want it for 8. This is bullshit. You're fucking us over. Especially when the initial proposal for all three.
What's the difference between 8? What's the total difference between the $8 and $9?
Over the course of 3 years, about $5,000. So yeah.
Is it worth having to risk moving?
We still, in this agreement, we still also, not only is there 3 years, but there's 2 months basically where we're going to have all 3 spaces and we have time to move and condense down.
I mean, Jack, you got to think about, all the gallons of water, all the feed. It's hard to move dolphins.
It is true. That's true.
Well, and we will be saving money in the long run. That is a
buoys.
fact. But it is
those aren't true buoys.
It is a tight cram.
Those sex buoys for the dolphins.
I was literally seeing red right before we started because I looked it up online. I was like, okay, assholes, like you're saying that's
why you threw Nick under the bus.
Exactly. That's what I said. He wanted to throw his. That's what I was about to say, Jack. He was mad. He saw me venting and went, you know what? I'm gonna.
What does that say about you 3 assholes? Because I come on here and then you just dump on me.
We dump on you. No, we listen.
You opened up every part of this podcast by shitting on somebody tonight.
Because it's established. You guys, if I don't shit on you,
this isn't like fucking prison rules, dude.
It is. It is totally prison rules.
I better shank you before you shank me.
I'm gonna fuck you before anybody.
You go out and find the biggest one, the baddest one, and you fuck them up.
I'm gonna fucking take it down. Yeah.
Don't kid yourselves. This show is a reservoir dog.
Somebody's bitch.
It is a reservoir dogs of dicks. Every single one of us. It's like we're just holding up dildos at each other, about ready to fire.
No, man, but you brought the heat tonight. You did.
You came out swinging. That's true.
I tried to mellow out, and then I spilled my fucking beer, and I only had one beer left.
That was pretty terrible. I did want to tell one bad story because.
You guys don't have any advice for me? Okay, fine.
No, I said I gave you advice. You said no. I said, "Is there a compromise in the middle?" To me,
I don't think there should be a compromise. It should be the amount that they're listing it for.
Okay,
for advertising.
Right now,
why are they jacking it?
Right now, you're playing chicken with each other, right? It's just like who's going to blink first. What if they say, "Fuck it, it's $9, take it or leave it"?
Are you jacking it?
What do? Do you say, "Fuck it, we're not doing the $9. We're going to move."
There's part of me running a business that I'm just like, fuck it, blow it all up, fuck y'all.
I get that as someone who's had,
it's just
it
like
sucks. But I'm saying what if you said, okay, look, we'll go $8.50. You're doing it for $8. Give us $8.50 and we're good. I mean, you're the other guy, your partner was good with $9.
That doesn't make sense though. Like what you're saying, like Matt, as in if they're advertising you for $8, but yet they're wanting to charge you $9 or whatever.
Right.
It's like anything.
That makes no sense. It's like shooting themselves because, like, why would you want to lose your existing customer if you're paying the bills on time?
Well, and let me tell you, we were already at a much lower rate, and so they were already negotiating with us, staying in the large space, the 3 spaces, for way under $8.
Why don't you?
So they were already giving us a kind of a staggered rate where they were basically taking us from $6 all the way up to $7.50 by the end of that 3-year period of time.
You're at $6 now.
We were at $5.50. Believe it or not.
What are you at?
We were on Easy Street.
What are you right now?
Well, we
Sounds
were
like
at
you're on Shakedown Street.
$5.50.
I think we were at like $5.50 if I remember.
What if you came back and said, "Look, we'll do it for $8"?
No one got my Grateful Dead reference.
I do it for.
Dude, are you kidding me? Look at me.
I mean, look, it's. What are you doing down there, Chris? What are you trying to tell me?
Boom, boom. Nothing at all.
Shakedown Street.
No, I'm saying, but you start at 8, you go down to 8, or say $7.50.
I just want. Okay, you're advertising for $8. Fucking sell it to us for $8. But like, this $9 thing, you're really trying to jack it because you're worried because you lost.
Jack it in San Diego.
Well, they screwed the pooch.
Well, of course they're gonna try and get everything they can.
Yeah, because we were the biggest game in town.
I would go $7.75.
You just keep changing this.
Fair.
Because I'm negotiating. I don't have anything to lose. So.
I mean, that makes no sense to me.
But seriously, I would go $7.75.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Because like every landlord I've ever had, like they could be advertising an apartment next to me, same square footage, for let's just say 1,000, but I'm paying $850 currently. They're not going to charge me the 1,000 the next year. It's like, no, like why would I charge you the new rate when I can keep you here for $900 instead of $1,000 instead of the $850, because you're losing money in the month or 2 months or whatever to get the next person in there. So it's like, yeah, we'll always cut you a deal. For what Matt's saying, it makes no sense logically or financially for what they're doing.
Yeah, they should want some income.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, you'd think. And I think that they're... I hate this. I hate being jacked around like this. I hate.
Why does it have to be jacked?
Well, are there other spots that you can go somewhere else? Move.
We would physically have to move, which is not out of the realm of possibility, considering the fact that next 2 months.
It could be worth not having to deal with this bullshit.
Because most of your business is done online anyway, right?
That's what we're
the bulk of your business.
Yeah, for real.
Speaking of being jacked around,
new business too.
Speaking of being jacked around, you guys seen the new Mac Pros? Like they got rid of the touch bar and it's back to keys, and now they got ports and shit. Like it's weird,
dude. Those computers are fucking ridiculous. Like honestly, like they're so fucking powerful. Like that, nobody needs those. Ridiculous. Okay. Like, there's like a small segmentation of people that will actually find those necessary. Otherwise, they are incredible, like unnecessary for the majority of people who need a computer.
Well, I guess I'm going to go get one then.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta have it. Gotta have it now.
Yeah.
Totally
they start at $3,000, Jack.
Hey, is Apple still on the hunt for buying old computers and stuff like that?
You could probably check it out on apple.com and find your answer.
Oh, okay. That's a good place to start.
I was in there the other day. It was packed. I had to return a cord. It was like, I go, God damn, there's no.
Who returns a cord? Just throw it
My
away.
cord wasn't working. It was under warranty. I bought two from Amazon.
You're that guy.
I bought two from Amazon. Two from Amazon, and the stupid I ruined one of them, and my grandson ripped it out and broke the thing. So I'm like going. So I went to Amazon and got the new one. But then I found out
Chris completely lost it. Like we lost video and audio.
It's like $150 for a new. I mean,
I think he shit his pants.
But I did find out because I asked about my headphones because they have static. I guess there's a problem with them, and so I can come back and return them for free. I've been trying to figure this out for like 6 months. But anyway, it was a nice store. Very polite people. Probably the best, most polite people I've ever been to an Apple store.
Salt of the earth, as you would say.
They probably have good management. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Compared to like New England, for example.
Yeah, it's like there's people like in Providence. They're like, fuck you. Yeah. You're an asshole. Fuck you.
Who goes to Providence or in this or the surrounding area?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't know anyone that works for Apple anymore, but I can just imagine most of them are just like dicks.
I am curious, like, if there's any people out there that work for Apple. Like, a couple of years ago, they came out with a new...
If there are any.
If there are any. They came out with an actual new tower, like old school computer that was like insanely expensive. And I wondered if anyone...
Clearly, Nick doesn't have that.
They're so expensive. But
all we got was it's clearly.
No, I don't have that. I still have my. Oh, sorry,
dick.
Maybe
basically it was a tower, a tower Apple that was big.
Judging by your internet, Nick, I think the girl tried to contact you back, but your internet never received it.
Yeah, she like texted you back like really quickly. It's just you didn't get the signal until
5 hours later.
Yeah, and you were like, "Fucking."
She actually sent you like a sexually suggested GIF, and you missed it.
Yeah,
and
she thinks
very suggestive.
Because you're still got dial up, and she's just like, "Fuck it, I can't go with a guy that has dial up."
Why isn't you texting me back? Oh, this is so annoying.
I did want to say one gross thing that happened to me this week.
You got shit on.
No,
you got peed on.
I did.
You got peed on? Awesome.
I got shit on.
Oh,
that
even worse.
Yeah,
you got puked in the mouth.
Nope.
I'm guessing Jack.
So I'm cleaning the bathtub. I got this toothbrush. I'm cleaning it. I got vinegar in there. I'm cleaning it. It's bleach and all this different stuff. Well, I left it on the sink of the bathroom I'm remodeling. I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to Apple, so I go. Let me brush my teeth real quick.
Oh, geez.
So I'm like, oh, this tastes terrible.
That is disgusting.
I go, oh my god, I got the bleach, vinegar, rest of the crap.
So gross.
I go. I'm like,
you killed all the germs on the side of the teeth at least.
So I had the wrong toothbrush. I'm like going. I'm like spitting out. Like,
how do you brush that out? I mean, you already brushed it in.
Yeah, it's the whole way there. I'm like, I'm like,
and he no longer has enamel on his top 4 teeth.
No, it's like it was bleach. Oh, WD-40 and vinegar because I was cleaning out the pipes and stuff.
What the fuck? Who does that? Bleach with WD-40 and vinegar?
bleach was. Yeah, bleach was and vinegar takes off the corrosion. If you do that, and so I was taking the bleach and I was the WD-40 was trying to get that stupid faucet off, which I finally got off.
I hate the smell of WD-40.
And then I'm like going, what the hell is this taste? I'm like, this toothpaste sucks.
That's
disgusting. Like, so anyway, that was my. I go, oh my fucking god! My wife's like, what? I go, I just brushed my teeth with WD-40.
that is really disgusting. So
it was disgusting. Kiss me. Anyway, that was my disgusting story. I don't know if that was worse than La Brea.
Both leave an unsatisfying taste in your mouth.
I mean, you do feel sorry for network TV because they just can't compete anymore with Netflix or Hulu. That just basically because that was one of the weird. I'm not sure if because it was like for example, Why the Next Man was FX show, which I thought FX was like TBS or anything else. Like you had to stay within the confines of morality. There is one episode on Hulu where all of a sudden it's just tit city, and you're like, what the hell? And it's just like,
it
yeah,
is.
So what's wrong with the show?
No, I mean the show is horrible.
So much,
Like,
so
much.
much. The show's so garbage.
Well, again, I think
there's been better acting in porn.
Yeah,
so true. It's so true.
It's absolutely true.
Well, that's what I said about La Brea. I said, why would they put that on network television? They should. Just,
and
all
those poor
sci-fi shows.
actresses. I kept thinking that washing scene. It's like they have to continually scrub, up, cut. She flubbed the line. Like we got to do it again. Oh, fuck,
and you think like the skin would be red or something. Like I'm just keep watching this. I keep watching this one area, or something.
I don't know why my mind went to that.
But
I mean,
of all the things to notice, but yeah.
What did you say?
Because they're boobs.
I was worried about them. It's just like they're so tender and they could be hurt by this abrasive. Like, I mean, that woman in the back, she's got a loofah. How many times has she loofah that area?
That's got to be painful.
Exfoliates.
I was concerned.
I mean,
as a
I
watcher,
guess it's like
the one thing you don't have to be concerned about is the fact that no women in that Costco have under boob cheese.
No. That is gone.
They're a pretty clean bunch, all things considered.
I've never heard of this show. Chris Dorian says a show that benefited from a move from normal television to streaming was Evil, which is now on Paramount Plus.
Isn't what's his name in it? Isn't Michael Emerson? Isn't he in it? I could be wrong.
So, guys, if there was like a society where there was like only one woman left, would men just like shower together in large areas like that?
Have you never showered with another man? I mean, all through high school football and sports, I shower with just kind of normal.
Yeah, gym,
high school, yes, I do.
Working out.
I'm just imagining like the equivalent of this on the mirror image of that show, what that would look like.
Did you ever see Porky's?
Yeah.
No, I actually.
He lived it.
You like gladiator movies, Bobby?
You never
I know you. You're
never
Kareem
stuck
Abdul-Jabbar.
I think you're great, but my dad thinks you don't work hard enough on defense.
That's a great.
That's a great movie. You've never seen Porky's?
Yeah, I don't remember if I don't.
Look, no one's gonna. I don't think they can come back and cancel you.
I was legit too young to watch that movie when it came out. So
you're too young.
I was.
Sorry, I just love what Sherry wrote because it's absolutely true. What I've learned from this podcast from Chris, sometimes silence, complete and utter silence, is the best response.
But Chris is probably high.
He's high, yeah. That's the thing.
Nah, a little bit. No, truth be told, I do have the Red Sox game off on one window here because it is
still
ALCS.
2-1?
Yeah. See, get the shading over my face.
I see it going back and forth, yeah.
I thought you were just like driving along a countryside, and the sunlight's flickering through the trees.
Sherry, by the way, I put this lamp here for you tonight just so you could see me and not be in a dark hole like last
week. It is amazing.
Oh no.
I think Sherry is referencing a something that she and I both experience on a daily basis as pertains to our careers.
Oh.
That could be true.
Oh. That's some next level shit.
Wow.
This is like knock knock.
Who's there?
Moo.
So when does a joke become a dad joke?
I think it has to be very punny by nature, or have an old reference.
I thought it was when it's apparent.
I see what you did there.
Pretty good.
I like that joke.
Oddly, we don't have an email from Randy, but we do have one from Maggie. So I'll go ahead and read
Maggie
that.
the Magnificent.
She wrote in with a Raleigh weekend recap. We're good.
I sat next to her at the restaurant.
I'm just joking, Maggie.
And she
You said we're good.
Thank
What
you
an
for
ass.
listening to the best parts.
She wouldn't eat any of my pizza. I couldn't get Matt Treese to eat the pizza because I had this huge, large pizza.
Was it goat cheese?
No, it was good cheese. I mean, it was excellent pizza, but it was fucking huge. I'm like going, and then of course Dan, the serial killer, came over with a huge knife and took a couple pieces.
Did he actually go with the stabbing motion into? The
Yeah,
pizza?
it had it looked like there were blood droppings on it, but I wasn't sure. So,
Well,
but you know, Dan.
you can never tell with killers. Sometimes they don't use knives.
Oh, how do you know this?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
You know, you have rode with him a couple times. Maybe you're a partner in crime.
oh. Hey, Jack, Matt, Nick, and Boston. I meant to email you about the Raleigh weekend last week, but I didn't
we
get
were
around
there.
to it. What?
We were there, all four.
We were there, yeah. We didn't see you, Maggie. So weird. Here we go. Friday, dinner at Casa Carbone.
Casa Carbone.
Casa Carbone.
Casa Carbone.
The House of the Bone.
Of the Bone.
Yes.
The House of the Bone. Bone House. So
I had a rough time sitting. That's all I'm gonna say.
the bone. we also got ice cream afterwards because of tradition. Yeah, it is really good. When we went back to Jay and Colleen's for the season 2 final of Ted Lasso, that was fun to watch with a group. I bet it was. We were cheering like a sports event was going on.
We were cheering for Nate.
Then a group started watching season 1 of Ted Lasso and Fireball Island was played. Oh, I wish I was there. Jay got Kayla and I played with Dan assisting. Kayla won twice. Wow. She's got some fiery balls there.
Wow.
Was she the jewel thief? Saturday, brunch at First Watch. Team First Watch for the win. A group went to see the new James Bond film, and a group went to a brewery. Both
That's
got
something we have not
buzzed.
talked about. Was the new Bond film?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't
not seen
either.
it.
I've heard
Yeah, I was junior.
mixed.
I would have gone to the
reviews.
brewery.
Yeah.
After pizza and the live broadcast, there were 2 Fireball Island games at the same time. I know you're just making me jealous here, Maggie. Thank you. Jay
I
has
saw
2
that.
awards now.
I've never.
So
played.
is that Fireballs Island or Fireball Islands?
Ooh, I think it's Islands because there's 2.
Either way, it hurts. I've never played it.
Probably should see a doctor if it's burning like that.
Yeah. At some point, it
is fun. It is a.
It's
We
hopeless.
did. She writes. That was intense and fun. We did a tournament of sorts. The first and second place of both teams played each other. I came in second in the first game, then won the second game. That's amazing, Maggie. Sunday.
You guys hear about? Oh, go on. Didn't realize.
Sunday, we played a few different games.
Fucking was
tell-
fucking the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh
She
yeah,
did
it's
not
true.
write that in there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you see the pictures?
I did. Got and Colleen both.
Can I finish the email?
Got
Abuse
got
that.
was
Can
got
I
was
finish?
intense with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Sunday, we played a few different games. Telestrations After Dark, the game of things, and then the big cards against humanity game. Colleen and Kayla won that as a team. Dan, Matt loves TV, and Jana made dinner. Then we had a fire in the fire pit, a real Fireball Island, if you believe.
Yeah. Matt likes to play sheep tipping.
And
He lets you sneak
afterwards,
up on
they
him.
watched. After that, they watched Muppet Haunted Mansion, which was fun. It was a great weekend. We
Oh, the
missed
Muppets,
everyone
right.
who couldn't make it, except Nick. Here's hoping to see people in May 2022. Maggie, the Magnificent.
Thanks, Matt.
Sure, yeah, no problem. I was just reading So-
Verbatim. Yeah.
verbatim. Did not.
WD-40 and bleach.
That was
on
not
balls
missed.
for-
I was not missed at the
Yeah.
at the meetup. No.
I was just there on Friday for the dinner, and then I just
You were kind of balls out, basically.
yeah. Well, I figured there'd be no confrontation at the barbecue with
What,
I have to
why
break
does
up
there have to be confrontation?
because you and Drake just can't decide on how to make a hamburger.
No. I was.
Wait,
Let's not get into the.
There's
to the
a
cooking of meat.
debate on how to make a hamburger.
No. We've already talked about this. This is old news.
I said I had to put on my ref jersey and said, "Okay, guys, break it up. It's just a fucking hamburger."
To be
fair,
fair, we were both really high.
To be fair.
All right. On that note,
Too late.
no, we've made it to an hour and 30 minutes. This is when we wrap things up.
Do we?
What do you,
Really?
what do you, Chris?
There's no like standard rules. But
Oh, okay. Oh, great.
You need
I'll
sunflower seeds,
I'll go
wow.
ahead and make myself another drink,
So-
and then I'll come back.
I don't know if you guys have noticed the significant lack of vapor around me.
what the hell,
but
man?
I have I quit vaping.
Really?
Shit.
It's been 5
Quitter.
days.
Quitter. You're a quitter.
It's been 5 days. It's been very, 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 very hard.
Really? So is that why you're kind of moving around and kind of
Yeah.
sketchy, scratching?
And I got a mouthful of
Marijuana is
sunflower
not a
seeds to
drug.
try and like the fixation part of it. It's tough.
You mean the oral
But-
fixation?
Yep. I was trying to get around it without saying it.
Nick's been
Fucker
on
would say
fire
something.
today. You chased Matt away.
Yeah. No, like I the thing is that sunflower seeds are just as bad. I was addicted to those the majority of high school. And the only reason why I quit eating sunflower seeds is because I went to Arizona in the middle of winter, my senior year. And my entire mouth was chapped as shit because I just kept, spitting and chewing. And so you just have that, and it's just and then it was so painful that I quit eating sunflower seeds. I still love sunflower seeds. And every now and then when I see a bag in the gas station, I'm like, fuck, I want some sunflower seeds.
My nickname growing up was Flower
Oh yeah.
because I would eat sunflower seeds all the time. So
Yeah, they're the best.
it could have been worse. So one guy his name was Inch.
Okay, original? Yeah, just originals. Yeah.
I actually like the jumbo ones.
I like the
Jumbo ones are awesome.
The Frito-Lay ones can be the best.
No.
I didn't know
No.
Frito-Lay made sunflower seeds.
No. Yeah, the tubes, the green tubes.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
That's what the asshole baseball players buy. There's only one sunflower seed.
Yeah, David was always what I bought. Yeah, I always bought David.
Have you tried the bacon ones?
Gross.
Oh, come on. They're excellent.
I'm not a fan of the flavored at all. Any of those. You can get like the dill flavored, barbecue flavored.
No, I don't like the dill
ranch flavored,
I don't like the
taco
ranch.
flavored.
I don't like the taco flavor.
Yeah, the original and barbecue is the only way I went. Like, if you got ranch could be good, but your breath will smell like fucking dog shit for like 5 hours.
Yep.
But
I used to play. There used to be people playing hockey that would eat sunflower seeds. I'm like going
dangerous.
"What the
how do you do that? You spit on the ice? What the hell?
Yeah, they spit them on the ice, and like most people, it was tobacco. You'd be looking down, going, "What the fuck is that?" Like, Jesus Christ! But sunflower seeds. Like, come on, you can't eat sunflower seeds when you're playing hockey, you dumbass. Anyway, yeah, I used to have a huge addiction to. Every Sunday, I would sit there and watch the Chargers, get a big thing of sunflower seeds, and spit them into the bowl, and drink and sunflower seeds. And I'm pissed because I wanted to go to the game this last Sunday. It was in Baltimore. Chargers played Baltimore and got their asses kicked. She goes, "Well, who are you going to root for?" I go, "Baltimore." Because Gott at the dinner goes, because the Chargers had just beaten the Chiefs. He goes, "Come on, admit it. When they beat the Chiefs, you kind of smiled." I go, "No." He goes, "Why not?" I go, "Because I don't like them anymore." I go, "No." I go, "Fuck them." I go, "As long as Spanos owns the team, I will not support the Chargers." But, anyway.
But a part of you, just a smidgen of you.
No.
Is it always happy that the Chargers win? You can't lie about that, Jack. You know that you're always just a little happy that the Chargers
I'm not.
win.
I'm a very loyal person. You fuck me over, and I like I said, I was a fan from the '60s. Matt and I used to watch the game.
Matt, you son of a bitch! Did you break out the popcorners? Because those things are the bomb.
What are they?
The most underrated snack ever. Popcorners. Can't see the bag.
I've never heard.
It's green. Yeah,
I've never heard of popcorners.
Oh my god, they are so good.
Yeah, popcorners. I got the
What
this is the sea salt kind.
Yeah,
but
that's
there's-
the one.
The white cheddar is also really good.
And the kettle corn.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of just like popcorn.
All right, now I'm high, and I need to go get snacks.
You need some popcorners, man. Here
Speak-
you
speak-
go, dude.
Speaking of that, like, it's Boy Scout season where they're selling all the popcorn outside the grocery stores and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things like we've talked about this before. Whereas in like I will always support Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts if they ask me individually, like, will you buy this from me? Because I think that's the part of the whole thing is like I don't want the parent, I don't want the scout leader
All right,
asking
Larry
me.
David.
No, it's true. It's true though.
I'm with
It's
you on
'cause
this. I'm with
that's,
you 100%.
That's the whole point, though, is because I want the kid to engage. I want the kid to, you know, be brave. That's the whole point of growing up.
Hey, kid.
And it was one of those points, but it was a
what
very
capitalism
Larry
is.
David moment for me, though. Outside the grocery store, since the kid actually walked up to me and said, "Hey, will you buy popcorn?" I was like, "Well, I'm going into the grocery store. On the way out, I'll buy it from you because you asked me." And then the kid was like, you know, he doubled down. He's like, "Well, I'm going to leave here in 10 minutes." I'm like, "Oh, you sneaky fucker." You know? But yeah, I did buy it. But then as soon as the kid was done, like the scout troop guy tried to take over. It was like trying to be all business with me. I'm like, "I'm not fucking talking to you. I'm talking to this little guy right here." Like, you know, like, but it was one of those moments where I
only
wanted
talk
to be
to
a
kids.
dick, you know?
I know. I was like,
We talk to kids. Yeah.
"Sir, I really need you to interact with me here."
Yeah.
You're like,
It's like
"I'm
when-
only talking to this kid. I
like
will
when Dale
only
you-
pay if this kid talks
It's like,
to
sir,
me."
I'm trying to keep you off a crossfire. You fucking listen to me, will you?
For real.
It's like Dale when he used to brag about Halloween passing out big candy bars. I said, "So you're the single guy, loner guy that no one talks to, passing out candy bars, big candy bars to kids. Yeah, they're putting a red sticker on your house."
If this kid wants to make a sale, he'll stick his hand in this popcorn bag and get a surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah, Werther's
it's
Originals,
better than
man.
Cracker Jack. Yes, Chris Gordon,
Werther's Originals.
I did cheer on the Cowboys over the Chargers. I don't know why this is so hard. I mean, I get it that I've been supporting the Chargers since the 60s. But when they left, and the way they left, I said, "Fuck it. You can't do that and just say, you can't flip me off and say, and expect me to still support you. I won't do it." Even though Cindy goes, "Can we just go to the games, please?" I go, "We can go, but I'm going to root against the Chargers."
Man, the fact that you have a wife that wants to go to the games, that's
She goes, "Well, you know, I went all that time, learned all about football. I love the game because they were fun to go to, especially Baltimore. Baltimore has good fans. But it's funny this week. I guess Carolina and Minnesota played each other, and there's all these fights. Carolina has the worst fucking fans in the NFL. I mean, seriously, I've been to 3 games, and it's terrible.
In what way?
They're just obnoxious. They go there looking to fight.
It brings out
Oh.
the trash in the white.
You would think Baltimore would be worse because I remember when I went to Baltimore
Well-
the first time. I told Cindy, I go, "Okay,
because that's the one safe place in Baltimore.
that could be." But I said, I go, "Look, we're going there. We're going to Baltimore." I go, "You need to keep your big mouth shut." I go, because we almost got our asses kicked in Carolina one year because I turned her head around. I said, "We're below."
Did you grab her head like that?
I grabbed her head, turned like I said, "Look this way." I said, I go, "There's like 60,000 of them. There's 7 of us." I go, and
They
plus
make
they
videos about
they
this.
have the high ground. We have the low ground.
Wow, now you're speaking Star Wars language.
Star Wars, exactly. You know, the thing is that like I think there's not many NFL. I mean, think about it. Chris punched an old guy.
Yeah.
My dad, I remember in the 70s, saw a guy get stabbed at the Browns game. Like, there's no safe stadium. I mean, would you go to a Chicago Bears game? Nobody would. I mean, like, there's nowhere you're going to go that's safe.
Well, you go, but see, like I said, I've been to Pittsburgh.
Chris, you're muted.
The old San Diego Qualcomm Stadium because you'd be safe because nobody fucking went to
No
the
one
games.
goes. Yeah, that's true.
That was because Spanos at the inn. People
Dude,
said,
when I went and saw my New England Patriots beat your Chargers,
Oh,
there was easily 90+% Patriots fans.
It wasn't 90+%.
Easily.
But that was
easily.
But that was 2016, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spanos already had 2 feet out the door. We knew he was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it just people aren't going to come. I mean, it was obvious that he wanted out. If you read the lawsuit that St. Louis has filed, everything he did was so San Diego couldn't sue. He just did enough where San Diego wouldn't have a case in a lawsuit.
Smart.
I still don't understand it because San Diego State bought the land mission where the old state Qualcomm was at for $86 million. They're going to make about $12 billion off the. Spanos could have had that land for $86 million and built his own stadium. But who knew he was piss poor and didn't have any money? Fucking dumbass.
Chris Doran says, so hey, Chris, how about that Cowboys-Patriots game? Don't even fucking get me started.
But what?
That was terrible.
Why didn't Belichick? He had a timeout. Why didn't he throw long and hope for a pass interference with 20 seconds left?
Don't know. The whole fucking thing was just.
He's not.
I feel bad because Mac Jones is getting a fucking bad shake on this because he's been the best part of this team.
Well, he had one bad pass though when Diggs intercepted it.
He had one bad pass this past week, and he had one bad quarter against Tom Brady.
He's going to be a good quarterback.
He has been the bright spot of this team, in my opinion. I think
I'll be rooting for him in 2 weeks.
Playing well, he's putting up points. They're making him look bad. I feel badly for him.
Well, he's a rookie, and they're trying. But Belichick's not the same coach.
No,
he's not the same coach without Brady. I mean, as far
he's all like bleeding and shit in the sidelines this past week. I don't know what that was all about. That was weird.
He was bleeding.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if it was his nose or his lip.
It's because he sucked the soul to will, or the will to live out of Belichick's mouth when they met on the field and they shook hands and they were like,
no, I was talking about Belichick.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I was going to say Belichick is what?
So,
Matt,
do you like those?
I am. What? What were we talking about now? What about these patrons that made this show possible?
What about them?
I think about them all the time. I think about.
Do you draw pictures about them?
I draw pictures. I make up names.
Or do you get lazy and just write their names out?
What about that?
That was last week. Thanks.
What about those little kids that get boned by the geese?
Hey, don't bring me into your.
It was your postcard.
That was my postcard. Yeah. So, anybody wants the postcard about the kid with the goose swan? If anybody wants the swan job postcard,
what?
Nobody
fucking hell!
Nobody wants it. Oh, it's tied now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's why you said fucking hell. Well, we're a cheery bunch. I'm excited about Halloween. I don't know about you guys. So did I tell you guys that I have like a huge like Halloween themed yard?
So before we get to the Halloween decorations, before we get to the Halloween decorations, I do want to make one point. I want this is a bookmark in the podcast, right? So this is where Matt started a story, but like 10 seconds ago he was trying to thank the patrons. So what's going to happen is this is going to go a little bit longer. It's going to go in a couple different tangents and directions, probably because of Jack, no doubt. But
how do I get blamed for everything?
Because this is what you do at the end of the show. But Matt is going to get upset with us for not closing out the show when, in fact, you are the one who derailed the closing of
me.
The show.
Oh, did you want me to close the show out?
No. That was just my bookmark. So we can reference this point.
I'll reference this point.
When you give us shit for not closing out the show afterwards,
just go ahead. Do what you want. I'm muting you.
Finish it, Johnny.
You mean put him in a body bag?
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Outsiders.
I'll get disqualified.
Do it for Johnny.
That was. I mean,
nothing gold can stay.
Speaking of season 1 of
Cobra Kai, that was what? Isn't Diane Lane? You were talking about Diane Lane earlier.
Yeah,
she's the one that coined Pony Boy, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Think
Come
know.
so.
on, ride the train.
Say Golden Pony Boy.
That's what's his name? Robert Frost, isn't it? Nothing gold can stay.
He wasn't in. Was he?
Wasn't he reading Robert Frost in The
Oh
Outsiders?
yeah, I believe so.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought it was Robert Plant.
That's glitter.
Okay, thank you for having my back on this. I know I wasn't crazy.
But if you look at the pitch, what I learned on YouTube is if you look at the pictures of all the outsiders, the actors, Patrick Swayze is standing on like a cinder block.
Yeah,
to make himself look taller.
But he looks so old. He looks so old compared to the rest of everyone else in that cast. You know, he's easily.
But he was supposed to be the adult.
Yeah, that's true.
Jolly?
Yeah. Soda Pop. I love The Outsider movie. It's a great movie.
So
I remember. So that was like required reading for me. I think in like 8th grade,
right
ish, maybe 8th grade or maybe not.
An Old Man in the Sea.
I never read that one. No.
Really?
Never read that one.
I need to.
We had to read.
You did
Old Man in the
Steinbeck's
Sea.
The Pearl.
The Pearl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was.
We had
that
to do
was
Of Mice and
required reading
Men.
for us.
Which
We had to do Of Mice and Men. We had to do Grapes of Wrath.
By the way, Of
Awful
Mice and
fucking
Men,
book.
I fell in
man, I
love
love
with that
Steinbeck.
book because of the ending. Even though it was so tragic, I just like for whatever reason I was like, wow.
To me, like I love Steinbeck. To me, I kind of like the ones that are famous, like Of Mice and Men and Grapes are okay. I actually like the ones that are lesser known. You know, like
The Pearl. I love The Pearl.
Oh sure, yeah. I'm a lesser known Steinbeck.
No, it's like to me, like my favorite book is this God Unknown. I love that book, but it's like it's a book that no one knows, and it's just a good book.
We did
I don't know if I heard that
Catcher in the Rye.
but
Catcher in the Rye was one
I
of
read
them.
Catcher in the Rye. I said,
I
wait,
think
this
that was
has nothing to do
mostly
with baseball.
now. But
Is it really?
Really?
Salinger?
Why? Because of the prostitute? Why? Because
There's no catcher in it.
there's no catcher.
oh, there's probably
No,
a
there
catcher.
is. There's a catcher in the rye. You know, like he
Holden
catches them.
Caulfield. What other books did we read in high school? I'm trying to remember.
That's what's funny is like the books that you guys are mentioning because I read Romeo and Juliet and
Read that.
Romeo and Juliet.
and there's another one. Oh,
And
Julius
Delilah.
Caesar and
That one left me with a stabbing pain.
Did your teachers ever do the whole like Romeo and Juliet, like this is why you should wear protection thing?
no.
Okay.
I feel like that's a Southern slam in there.
No, it was not.
It's more like why you shouldn't trust people and poison yourself before you know they're dead.
Oh.
I know that before I get my diploma in high school, I had to pay for the book that I checked out, the Scarlet Letter, and I
hate
never,
that fucking book.
I never checked it. I never read it. I never checked it out. I go, that wasn't me. But to get my
before
I had to pay it before I said, but that wasn't me. I almost said, fuck it.
That
Okay.
book is pure torture. I mean, like Tolkien, even though I love Lord of the Rings, is torture because he describes for like fucking 20 pages of what a tablecloth is like. But the Scarlet Letter is literally one of the most drawn out. Like that and Moby Dick are the two. It's like, fuck.
That's the
Just
movie.
ramble on.
That I need to. What's his name?
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. I've seen half of it. Talked about it before, but my daughter was getting married, so I had to leave the room to go to the wedding, and I've never seen the second half.
Oh,
The
that
sick-
movie?
Moby Dick.
Oh, there's a Moby Dick movie?
It's
Yeah,
called
with
Wrath of
Hemsworth.
Khan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
Well, no, what was that movie called?
The Big Dick.
No, it is okay. It showed. I mean, it showed that Hemsworth is not really that good of an actor.
I mean,
What are you talking about?
honestly.
Hemsworth is not a good actor.
That is not a good movie.
I know,
Have
but
you seen him
but
in
I've seen
Thor
half it.
Ragnarok?
I've not seen Thor.
I like Ragnarok, but like I'm just saying, like Hemsworth doesn't have a very wide range. I'm just saying.
He was good in Ghostbusters,
God, I didn't
He
watch
didn't
half
have
that movie.
lines in Ghostbusters.
but he
It
was
like-
he was funny in it.
Yeah, he was the best part of that movie, and that's not
Yeah.
saying much.
You guys,
Yeah,
you guys,
Matt Treese is finally in the chat. He didn't have any of my pizza. I offered him pizza. He said, "I'm full."
Matt Treese is referring to Moby Dick, the song, the John Bonham Heart song on Led Zeppelin 2.
So good. So good.
Live version's better.
Swallowed my puke.
The live version is pretty good. There's a David Bowie compilation called "Who Can I Be Now," which is a really great.
It's a good one.
It's a really good. Like it covers like
Isn't that Men at Work?
It covers
it covers a lot. Yeah, like a lot of the 75 era.
mid 70s, really. Like kind of post Ziggy Stardust, post pinups, which I'm not a big fan of pinups.
He doesn't even remember making that record.
I don't remember listening to it. There's like only maybe 2 great songs off of there. But I'm a big fan of Young Americans and Wild as the Wind.
Young Americans.
And, Station to Station, that period.
Yeah.
But that has some live shows on there, and those live performances are really, really good. So love that shit.
Well, I've talked about that. Station to Station is my favorite Bowie record.
Really? I don't think we've.
No, we've talked about it.
We talked about the Station.
I mean, to me, it's like one of those Beatles arguments.
I'm like the one before. I'm Young Americans.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because like to me, like it's one of those arguments, like like what's the best Beatles record? Which I was like, oh, technically, it's Revolver, but for the one I put on to listen to, it'll be Abbey Road. But like to me, so like I never get fed up with Ziggy Stardust, but I love Station to Station.
I think what I like about that "Who Can I Be Now" is that he does some of those other songs. Like he does 5 years, but he does it in a live way. That's really cool. So
totally different, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we got on a David Bowie tangent, which is very easy.
I like Men at Work because that's how I was able.
David Bowie's not part of Men at Work.
I know, but I was able to taste Vegemite because they have that song, Vegemite Sandwich, and we said on the Married Men show, someone from Australia sent us Vegemite.
I remember that.
Yeah, it comes from the land down under.
Yeah, I said, "What the fuck is Vegemite?" I never. So we went this whole tangent, and so then we ate Vegemite live on the air. It's terrible. But
it's just one of those things that, like, if you grew up eating it, then you like it. But like, it's gross for the other 99% of the planet. Yeah.
It was almost. It was.
Some people feel that way about peanut butter.
Yeah, I don't understand because I love peanut butter, and I never get it when people are like, I hate peanut butter. Like, how do you hate peanut butter?
Speaking of, so I have a mouse in my house somewhere.
Oh no!
And is it named Gerald?
I set a trap with peanut butter, right?
Is there a fox in a box?
It's one of those like those plastic traps that really snap down. It's like instant kill. They're like, pretty good trap. Yeah.
So he's like licking the peanut butter. And
dude, motherfucker not only licked the peanut butter, but moved the trap like 4 feet down in the crawl space, so I couldn't get at the fucking thing.
Don't you have a cat?
Might have a rat.
No, not anymore.
What about decon? Have you decided to go the poison route?
I do have decon.
No, because then they fucking die in the house and they smell.
They're supposed to come out of the walls. They're supposed to come out and die. So they're searching for water is the idea. The other thing is glue traps, but then they scream, and then you got to put them out of their misery.
Yeah, and then sometimes they gnaw off their legs if there's like one leg.
Oh my gosh, it is so nasty. Yeah,
it's gross.
I had a mouse once like that for 127 hours. He was stuck.
Thanks, Randy.
That's kind of how the listeners on the show feel.
I like how like the listeners get my random ass fucking references that you guys don't get.
I remember when my daughter was really young, my oldest daughter. Our store we're infested with mice running all over the place. So I had to put poison around. Everyone in the whole complex had to put poison around. And I came in one day and was like, and
I'm gonna check the trap.
She goes,
do it.
She goes, you killed Mickey Mouse. I go, ha! I go,
yeah, exactly.
I go, he's not dead. He's just singing. So
he's just singing.
Oh.
They were
running. For half a second there, Chris. I thought you had it in your hand. Like, here's the trap. Here's the mouse.
No, still there. But that little son of a bitch moved the trap. I was like, you little bastard.
Oh,
or you're big bastard. One or the other. I think he's gonna be a big boy.
In the house.
Have you seen it?
I saw one scurry. Yeah, and that was like about a week ago. And
ooh,
yeah,
it's too late.
Look at my doodles.
Too late for what?
I'm just joking. I don't know.
These mean something, Jack.
No, I don't mean.
Yeah, I was looking at those doodles that you had there, Jack. I have some doodles here to share with everybody.
Should we take a commercial break before we do?
That is probably a good idea. Okay. Like a nice.
You know, this bookmark thing, it's been like 20 minutes since
I had to have a break, Jack.
Okay,
what the
Jack,
fuck?
okay, ready? Break me off a piece of that.
Nobody tell him. Boop. Remember that episode?
Yes.
Shut up for 5 seconds.
That's how I feel about ending this show.
Dude, bookmark.
Sponsored
yeah, by the way, bookmark. I was
Kitmark.
going to share. I was going to share it with you all because
everybody.
So just point of reference. You just complained about not being able to end the show.
Yeah, that is true. But I was wanting to share this image that I took. So this is our yard display. We're part of this.
Is that you on the right?
That is me on the right. So there's the scarecrow contest.
You're joking.
There is a scarecrow contest that happens every year in our area, and so you kind of you give like a $25 entry fee for a scarecrow head. So we have we won last year for best lighted display. So we kind of upped the game this year and made this really gigantic Jack Skellington. My wife. This is all my wife, by the way. This is not. I'm basically the gopher that made certain things happen.
Can I ask a question?
Where's the Oogie Boogie Man?
Is the house with the lights on next door? Is that where the dead bodies are at?
No, that's my neighbor Bob.
Well, so that's the guy that dropped the tree on your car, right?
He did. Mm-hmm. His birthday is one day after mine, and his anniversary is one day before our anniversary. So,
wow.
Yeah.
It's like,
thanks for that tidbit of information about your neighbor.
You're like meant to be. So who lives next door to the dead house, the ghost house?
That's on the other side.
They should win every year, right? Because they just have.
Yeah, they don't know. But they are really excited about our display because they like that.
Oh, you know what?
They have to look at it every day.
I can look. I can find your house on Zillow.
Yeah.
And I can send the neighbors next door. Hey, you got dead bodies in your backyard.
Okay, go for it.
Why would you do that? You should drive his property value.
Maybe you should do that to my current current landlords, and help drive my rate down.
I smell gas. I smell gas all the time.
Like, hey, by the way, I heard that the former owner committed suicide and died in this place. I don't. There might be a ghost in here. I kid you not. The other night I was at work and I was working late because we're in this big move. And who's going to move everything? Not my near 70-year-old owner, right? It's going to be me. It's all me. Okay.
So the 65-year-old.
I mean, you're not that far behind him, Matt. Really.
Sure. Okay. So I'm get this. I'm working late.
He's an old high school buddy of Matt's.
I'm pulling papers for an order, and there is a breeze that hits me. Like just out of nowhere, there's an actual gust of air.
You should tuck your shirt into your pants, man.
Nobody
likes ass crack.
What was weird was like our heater was not on. We have no fans going at this point. There's no doors open. Where did a gust of air? Like, I mean, I felt it. It was an air current that just blew at me, like just out of the blue. No fans on, no air conditioning, nowhere, no fans, nothing.
It's haunted.
Freaked me the fuck out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish this up and go home. So,
were you by yourself?
Yeah, it was probably about 11:30 at night. So
we had a noise today, and I asked Cindy, I go, "You all right?" She goes, "I was gonna ask you if you're all right." I go, "Well, what was that noise?" We don't know.
What? And nobody else is in the house. It's not like you have
Zach is here. But Zach was with Cindy.
Oh.
I go, well, that wasn't me. She goes, well, what was it? I go, I don't know.
Probably your water heater.
No, not our water heater. Okay. I don't know what it was. It just was like.
What kind of a noise was it? Was it like
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, so it was a Law and Order episode.
Yeah. Dun, dun.
Okay. If you enjoyed exactly what we did on this show, and why wouldn't you? Because we just rambled for 2 hours.
Oh, are we done?
2 hours.
Whoa, yeah, we're reaching 2 hours.
Look,
of time.
look.
I mean,
I'm just saying. Chris is usually gone after like 45 minutes.
you're right. The fact that
And-
we have had a
Well,
long episode with Chris
to be
is
fair,
amazing.
he's been gone the whole night.
Look, he's over here scratching and shit. Like he needs this.
The
okay?
only reason he's
going
been
through
podcasting,
withdrawals and
he's
like
watching a baseball game. Okay,
no.
he's like, yeah, that's
Still 2-2.
He's saying you have a relevant point, but really, I think I'm more on point in that, like, you know, he if as soon as we're done, he is gonna be like just like I fucking need a hit, and like we got to keep him from jumping off on the bandwagon.
Oh, I
again.
see.
Yeah.
So we're
Well, I actually can't physically do that. So
that's just
I don't have anything here.
Sure. Mhm.
Well,
So-
sure. You don't have anything hidden?
No,
Yeah.
I purposefully got rid of everything I had.
every.
So
I missed
we
the part
didn't
where-
we didn't
why-
ex-
why
we didn't
you
explore
couldn't-
this.
couldn't
Yeah,
be-
exactly.
they-
Like why did you come to this
Why
decision?
now?
Popcorn lung?
No, it was. I mean, first of all, it's way safer than smoking or dip or anything like that. No doubt about it. But not doing it is actually even safer.
No shit.
So that's the number one thing. And I got to a point where I don't want my kids, and I've done a phenomenal job of hiding it right for my kids. My kids have never seen me vape. They don't know what it
Well, they
looks
didn't
like.
see that. I had that picture I showed them, but
It is
You
funny,
did-
like
you
when
did.
you because what you're talking about with your kids. Like we
Yeah.
talked about this, I think, back on the Married Man podcast.
Yeah.
Was I remember in the 80s and early 90s going to cigarette machines and putting in like $1.25 and pulling the little
Yeah.
lever out to buy my dad a pack of cigarettes because it's like, oh, this is what daddy likes, and giving him a pack of cigarettes. And like thinking he would be happy that I gave him something that would
Right.
kill him.
Well, I mean, you probably did. I mean, you satisfied that neurological, like, whoa, my son loves me because he gave me my drug. What is his brand?
He smoked back then Winston Lights, I believe.
Oh, huh. Okay. I was a Camel Light
Uh,
fan myself.
Yeah, my dad.
do they
smoked
still?
Winston's
They don't have
forever.
cools anymore, do they?
Well, he smoked Vantage, and then he went to Winston, and then I think Marlboro before he quit cigarettes, and now he smokes cigars, which is even fucking worse than cigarettes. But
I smoke fiberglass. Beat that, assholes.
well, that's
I know
that's what Copenhagen dip is. It's
My
just
mom walked around with this
True.
like little ashtray that has like a filter in it that sucks the smoke back in.
So yeah,
All right.
I gave it up, and
Well,
I
good.
don't have any. I have some of the hardware here, but I don't have any liquid or any tanks or anything like that, so I can't really do anything.
Do you feel
But,
any withdrawals or?
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean,
Do you
I
feel
haven't-
more powerful?
no, I feel like I want to fucking throw my head through a wall.
Oh.
Really?
So are
Yeah,
you
it's-
quitting? Like, I missed this, but are you quitting nicotine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I was
I thought it
thinking
was
like
pot.
when you vape, I just always assumed that it was just weed.
Yeah, it's.
Oh no,
Yeah.
So
really?
we're talking
Yeah.
about nicotine withdrawal.
I
Okay,
was
okay.
I thought it
Sorry.
was. I'm right
This
with
is-
Matt.
I was thinking it was dabs. Yeah. I was-
See?
So you
Three-
thought that was,
three out
you
of
guys
us.
thought I was vaping weed this entire time?
Yeah,
when you saw
yeah,
me?
that's what we
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
Yes.
Because that you told,
Dude, I would be dead. Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
That's you guys must think I'm like a fucking hardcore stoner.
That's
That's
what made-
insane.
That's what made it comedic
Welcome to
gold,
the
man.
party, pal.
Oh my god! Like, honest to God, no way. There's absolutely no way I could ever do that physically without dying.
I
Listeners, the
seriously
dream is
thought that's
over.
what you were. I
Call
thought I
it.
didn't know
I'm
it was
calling it
nicotine.
right now.
Oh yeah, that was nicotine.
Oh,
that
no
was
wonder,
always
you're,
nicotine.
no wonder you're struggling. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it was. I mean, it was low volume nicotine, but like
Chris is
it was
a
part of
baller,
my
what we
day.
thought he once was.
Well, if you need
Yeah.
to, if you need someone to, if you're close to, jumping
Yeah, if
back
you're
on the
close,
back.
close to crunching it.
Nicotine's not a drug, man.
Wait, what was your suggestion, Jack? I heard that.
Call it. Say, hey, I'm thinking. I would say, don't do it. That's
Oh,
what
I
I'd say.
appreciate you guys. That's the fucking nicest thing you guys have ever said to me. Well,
No,
technically,
just
it was
him.
just Jack.
I mean,
Yeah, it was just Jack.
But no, I didn't know. All this time, like I'm with the rest of the group here. I didn't know it was nicotine.
Wow.
I thought it was weed the whole time.
I thought.
No.
Yeah, I was like, I mean,
Or
I
some
get
kind
it.
of
Like
flavor thing you were just doing.
That was
weed with-
blueberry cheesecake nicotine.
for listeners at home that might not know, weed withdrawal is basically 3 days of grumpies. Okay.
Yeah.
Weed
Well,
withdrawal.
Restless
So you've been
sleep,
off it for 3 days,
erectile
Matt?
dysfunction.
Lots of dreams, usually hallucinogenic dragons that appear
Exactly.
above your chest at night.
Dude, I
Loose
gotta
bowels.
tell you did not buy weed.
But anyway, I feel for you.
You bought weed laced with fucking WD-40 and fucking bleach.
By the way, nicotine withdrawal is some serious shit, and I feel
it
for you,
sucks.
man. That is,
sucks.
I'm
on day
I quit
4.
smoking.
Oh, actually, no. The last time I vaped was last time we recorded.
Oh, okay.
Really? So that's
So
been
that
a
was-
week, right?
Yeah, well,
5 days. 5 days.
5 days now.
Oh, we did with Thursday last
Yeah,
week.
yeah, we did a Thursday to Tuesday.
Yeah. So that was it's hard because it's such a habit for me. Like it's like I reach for it every once in a while. It's not there. Like my time at work, right, to go on break, I don't have it with me. It's like I feel incomplete.
Oh.
But
So-
they say it takes at least a month to get over a habit.
So one of the things that I did, like when I was quitting smoking, was like I would find other physical things to do.
Yeah, so did I. I started vaping.
Yeah, jacking off only works so long, Jack. You found vaping.
No, legitimately, that's how I got off of all like regular tobacco was vaping. It was like a godsend to me.
But like candy, blow pops.
Well, that's what's funny. Like my dad, because he's been smoking since he was like 16 years old.
Mhm.
Exactly, it's an oral thing. Like because
Yeah.
it's a habit of like just the this motion of like putting it.
Just get married. That'll eliminate that.
Hey, here's another suggestion. Have you just tried vaping weed while you're like, oh, I'm craving.
I
And you're like, I'm at fucking
Since-
work, but I gotta do it, man.
I haven't since I stopped vaping. No, I haven't. But I have all the necessary accoutrement to do so. I've
definitely, when I was quitting smoking, I was definitely like hitting the ganja and drinking. I was drinking and usually wine, and stuff like that.
I've been drinking a lot more lately.
And then I had to like do
Got one
something
of
else
these.
to quit drinking. So
That's-
then I
that's
started
weed.
doing meth, and then I like did a bunch of heroin to quit meth, and then I did a bunch of weed to quit heroin. But then
I
got
thought
back on
I thought all
nicotine.
you artists did absinthe.
Right? Yeah, sure. We're still back in the late 1800s. They don't even make absinthe
you know what?
anymore.
Sure
Like
they do.
true, like
Not true. Yeah,
abs-
true. No,
true
no,
absinthe.
yeah.
They don't make that anymore. That shit's gone.
I've got like a CBD vape thing. I guess
See?
I could do one of those.
Yeah, there you go, man. For when I was quitting smoking cigarettes, and at that time there was no vaping because it was the early 1800s. But they did have blow pops, and for whatever reason, like having a sucker with the gum at the end was like the perfect. Now at some point I
Yeah.
just got annoyed with the sugary taste, but
Not nicotine. That's CBD.
the other thing that I enjoyed was menthol,
And that was fucking
like lozenge. Yeah.
that was fantastic.
See, like
Have
you
you
just
tried?
take the edge off.
Have you tried the gum?
No, I don't want to have. I'm not going
You're
to.
trying not to reintroduce nicotine.
If I'm
in your
if I'm
system.
not going to do it, I'm not going to fucking do
Yeah.
it.
You're just going cold turkey. I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
Hey, listen to that song by John Lennon a lot too. That helps.
There is no heaven.
Oh, I can smell that from your.
That's God.
This is not fair, okay? Like I'm eating fucking popcorners you can eat at
Oh my
anywhere.
goodness gracious!
You're like showing off your like weed
It's called
accoutrements.
Star Dog.
That's like a skunk's ass.
Star Dog.
Or you can go to the store and buy these very quickly and easily in Massachusetts, where you just
Hey, I'm happy. I'm able to get these. I
I
showed
sent
you
the
last
seal.
week. Delta 8.
Yeah, we know you got the Delta variant. All right, we need to close out this show because we have done this.
No, hold on. This is really convenient when you live in a state in which allows this stuff. Unlike you fascist fucks in the Midwest.
I don't want to live here. I would love to.
It's just two of the two of us.
No one's keeping you there.
Mushrooms are illegal in Denver County.
My family is okay. So yeah.
So you want to move, but your family doesn't.
I would like to move out of this fucking state for sure.
Where would you go, man?
Childproof.
Ohio.
Last in flight.
If I had my choice, I'd probably move to Washington. Honestly, to be closer to my sister. Yeah, I'd want to.
Washington State.
I want to be closer to Washington State, close to my sister.
Just go to Idaho. It's cheaper.
No.
For $10, you can get 2 pre-rolls.
Look at those.
Fuck you, man. Why are you showing off all your weed shit? Okay, that's it. We're closing out this show. If you want to send us an email,
Matt's having penis envy.
Speaking of weird shit, I went to this artist thing. Apparently, it's a new fad thing called Meow Wolf. There's like one in Santa Fe. And
is that where they rip off your nose?
It's weird. Like I don't understand. Like I don't know why it's called that, but it's just this huge art exhibit of a bunch of weird shit that you're like, it's one of the things you need to take acid or peyote or mescaline or anything and just walk into that thing and just enjoy. It's just full of colors and weird shit.
Is that where you're going on your second date?
Huh?
Is that where you're going on your second date?
If she's willing. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
willing.
I wouldn't call it though.
Dude, let's just take some drugs and like without Chris because Chris can't do them anymore. And like,
I'm sorry, what?
No.
As long as it's not cigarettes.
Yeah.
So Sherry's saying that her daughter lives in Indianapolis. This is so crazy, and wants to move to Washington State as well. So that's crazy. So
everybody wants to go to Spokane. I get it.
Well, Sherry, if your daughter ever wants to not meet me, that would be good.
Well,
downtown,
the downtown store. The downtown store.
Isn't there? I moved to Portland.
No,
I would not move to Portland.
They teach you to read and write. Yeah,
read and write.
Oh. All right. We're closing out this show. I'm doing it. I'm pulling over this fucking car.
I'm pulling over. Is it almost midnight?
Yeah, after midnight, we don't let this.
After midnight,
we let it all hang out.
Walk in.
We gonna let it all hang.
If you want to send us some email, maybe some feedback about how long this show fucking went.
We used to get people would send us beer and stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, well, that was before we joined the show. Okay, so
I didn't want to say
that's
that
because they wanted warm taffy. Talk about having sex on top of cars while the border patrol is denting the hood or whatever.
Sure. I wanted to talk about Halloween decorations for a hot minute and Nightmare Before Christmas, but you guys, okay.
What you wanted to close out the show?
I did.
I thought we did talk about your nightmare thing.
The rcadcast@gmail.com. Send us an email. Or also go over to jandjack.com. Click on the patron link. Become a patron like many of the other patrons that have before you. And then you'll be in a pyramid scheme. I joke.
Why is that funny?
It's funny to me.
Well, that was a joke?
It was. I'm at the... Yeah.
I thought you wanted to end this show.
I do. Okay. All right. Chris, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? There's a theme here.
I gotta say something. You wanted to end this on a good note?
Yep, I did. All right, here we go.
Tack the money and run. Whoa. Alternate formats of medium. Okay.
Yeah. This is on wood tonight. So
Eckhart's Extra Riches Richter.
So you got a Woody.
Everybody has a Woody. If anybody wants these, feel free to send me your address, and I will mail these in the mail to you.
Bonafide player Ed.
Yeah, bona fide player. He's a player, man. So
I don't get it.
Okay.
Moneybags Maggie. The sound of that wood rubbing together fucking grates on me.
The Jewel
Thief Joanne.
You want me? Is she a thief?
No.
Is she stealing your heart?
I have never seen Chris so allergic to a noise before. It's something.
Well, remember he's going through withdrawal, so anything irritating, like
remember he has tics, man. He doesn't like those weird triangle backgrounds, of the walls and things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you all for doing what you do. Thank you everybody for joining us in the chat live. We do appreciate you and chiming in with all of your great insights.
Still trying to figure out why Matt treats to eat my pizza.
Because he says after midnight we get into anti-vax conspiracies. True dat.
I'm gonna have to.
I think it's a Clapton reference. So
Colin Powell just died of COVID.
He did.
COVID complications. He already had cancer.
He had cancer, but still, I mean, he
But
had.
that's one of the things I don't understand about that, though, is because people
broadcast.
No,
I'm going to end it.
Why? Why are you threatening?
Yeah, we're still talking.
What the hell? Are you censoring me?
Because I gave
fucking fascist.
I gave the credits.
We can't end
it's
those.
All on this wood.
We can't end those crappy names.
Why you keep talking about your wood, Matt? I mean, good God, man.
Well, this was 1 in a million conspiracies.
Was it?
Okay, what is it that you wanted to say?
What were we talking about?
Colin Powell died.
No, yeah, because it was like for people like me who have pre-existing conditions, that's how they originally were selling it. You know, I'm not saying I'm anti-vax because guys, I am vaxxed, but
do we know that?
It's true. But it's like, oh, if you're elderly, you're obese, if you have if you've been prone to diabetes or cancer, things like that, that's what you're just going to protect you. But then all of a sudden now, a year and a half later, it's like, oh, he had pre-existing conditions, so there's no guarantee it was right. So it's just one of those weird things. I'm just like, so what the fuck is it? I'm sorry, I just have questions. I just don't understand.